Oh my gosh.
already got
first spill already.
blood. Yeah, first blood.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't start with that one, Brent. I was going to. That was on my list.
All right, well,
It'd be weird if we had the same one.
dude, I looked for Go Brewing since you've been sponsoring it.
Pour.
And,
It's like the alcoholic Brady Bunch.
You can. They'll ship to you, dude.
I'll
They
do
ship
that.
to 50 states. You want to do that? All right. Yeah, I haven't been able to find
Cheers,
it
guys.
locally. I mean, you can't find anything locally in Vermont, but
Oh, okay. Good to know.
no, I can just get it shipped to me. Athletic, I can get that around here, but
That's everywhere.
That's good.
Oh, Paul's just barely pouring. What happened over there?
I poured
that-
a flight, actually. It's
Oh, you
a
did too. Okay.
it's an appetizer, dinner, and dessert.
Double fist.
dope.
A three-piece.
You're gonna duct tape them to your hands.
Yep.
That sounds like Bowman to me.
Typical Sunday night.
That's
Go
right.
cheers.
That's how
All
we
right,
do it.
let's see how this is.
Cheers.
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 I just need to get a paper towel.
So happy Friendsgiving. That's what we're here for, right?
You guys high maintenance.
Super high maintenance.
So I gotta read to you guys what the description of my beer says on their website because it made me laugh.
Please do.
It says, even if the brew tastes somewhat strange at the first swallow, do not stop, because soon you will realize that your thirst will not decrease and your pleasure will visibly increase.
Dude, that's my Tinder bio.
Yes, dude. Send that to Bennett later. That's a cut and paste.
So what is
Yeah,
that
hey.
one, Matt?
It's from a German brewery called Schlenkerla. It's a Marzen.
Brent knows a little German.
Not that one.
Ex-Schlenkerla Rackbier. There you go.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
That was very
It wasn't
German.
bad. It wasn't bad.
There you go.
Cool.
Sweet.
Angrier next time.
Well, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without drinking a nice pastry smoothie sour from Mortalis. Jennifer's like,
And I'm like, oh,
this one is
Oh,
called
good.
Cerberus. With raspberry, blueberry, blackberry, marshmallow, and milk sugar. And it's just 5.5%. But packs a punch. It is like one of the highest rated sours ever. They do it a
On
couple
the
times a
planet.
year.
It looks thick.
And actually, I poured this one
2 C's.
because I'm pairing it with my homemade peanut butter and jelly pie.
Ooh, dude.
oh,
every
you
year
were
for
getting
Thanksgiving.
pie.
Yeah,
That's another
fresh
level.
out the oven. I was rushing to get this baked.
That's quite a combination.
That's nice,
Very
dude.
good.
How long have you had that Mortalis? Is it relatively new?
Yeah, like 4 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got this a few orders ago. No date, but
Gotcha. What are you drinking, Polly?
Okay, I'll give you the lineup.
Oh boy.
I got the Feidentrun collab here. It's
yeah.
The Day is the Night. This one's a straight heater.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Then I'm gonna in the middle. I've got Wham's
Oh, yeah.
Below.
That's so good. The stout.
That one's
Bad
amazing
boy
this
right
year.
here.
Yeah.
It's got a Imperial Coffee Stout with coffee, coconut, and vanilla. And then I'm bringing it home with a year-old Mortalis. Frosty
You got the whole
Hydra.
night planned out. I love that.
This is just the
baby's
beginning
got
of
The whole night.
episode,
That's the first hour.
too. Yeah.
Fruit, raspberry, vanilla, marshmallow, and coconut. This will get me through the first round of images, people.
Nice.
All right.
Well, Bowman and I got to hold it down because a lot of you guys are drinking NA shit now, so we got to make up for it.
I actually had. I went camping. Not this last time I went, but the time before
so
that.
you
I had some of
relapsed.
that Wham's Below. Yeah, I do.
How good is that Wham's Below,
Go
dude?
camping and relapse. Yeah,
just
it's
took
like a
one
really
camp
rough
out.
week. I'm like, exactly. That I go camping solely so I can drink. But anyway, I had that Wham's Below from last year, and it was still pretty good. That we had gotten from whenever that was last year.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's really good. It held up well too. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's rewind though, because you guys, I introduced my pie and you guys like didn't say anything, and I'm pretty disappointed because this is.
Oh, I think I did.
Well, you actually put that in the oven because it's kind of hard to see.
I made that. I make it every year. This is an invention of mine that I came up with. So, like,
is it just like peanut butter and jelly, like mashed together and heat it up?
It sounds like
it's in the microwave.
That sounds exactly like
fucking frat guy food, dude. You don't.
No.
Eric Bennett, the inventor of pie.
Like
that's what I'm saying.
Peanut butter and jelly was like
I'm very proud of it. Yeah, so everybody knows it's like a childhood thing, peanut butter jelly. But once you get older, you start getting embarrassed to eat it. So.
I eat it every day.
Yeah, I eat it all the time.
Yeah. Some of us take care of our bodies. So
rude.
Shots fired.
This is going to be a juicy episode.
That smoothie beer.
Yeah.
Can I get back to my explanation? So you go to the grocery store, you buy like a frozen pie crust, and then you get peanut butter. Whatever. I like chunky peanut butter. Doesn't need to be like nice kind or anything. The cheap shit's usually the best. Put that in, spread it around, and the secret is like the more peanut butter, the better. I've learned from experiment. Mm-hmm. And then you get like pie filling, like blueberry, raspberry, any kind of berry. But blueberry has been the best that I've tried. And you just put that all over it. Then you get like the rolled up Pillsbury pie crust, roll it out, cut it up, put a lattice on it, put some egg yolk on the top, put it in the oven. And it's money, but I actually I kind of fucked up because I forgot to buy ice cream, so I'm just eating it like just raw dogging it.
Raw dog.
Oh,
that's like the best part about it. Putting ice cream on it too. It's like a gourmet peanut butter jelly sandwich.
So it's okay. Wait a second. So it's a blueberry pie with some peanut butter lining.
Well, yeah, but like a good amount.
Right. Okay.
But that's not like a traditional thing. Like no,
it's not. I'm just like trying to break it down here.
You're trying to like dumb it down.
Invention. It's like, hey, have you guys ever added peanut butter to a blueberry pie?
Have you?
I'm saying it's like fucking frat food.
I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
No, it sounds good. It's just
the best inventions are like the things where it's like
I thought you were using jelly.
That. Like it's so simple.
You're using regular pie filling, so it's kind of.
When you were high, right? Because it kind of sounds like that's something that you would do when you're high.
Oh, dude, you were baked as fuck on that one.
Uncrustable.
Dude, that's totally a high invention.
Yeah.
You would have used jelly the first time, and you're like, "Fuck this! I'm getting pie filling. This is gross."
I'm totally
evolving.
Pie filling. I think I just bought the stuff to make my own pie, and I was like, "Why not just throw peanut butter in it?" And it's like a gourmet peanut butter jelly sandwich with ice cream.
So, like, how much peanut butter do you think is in there? Like, what? Like a third of a jar?
I don't have a recipe. Yeah, like those big jars, like a third. But you don't want to skimp on it.
That thing alone is probably like 5,000 calories entirely.
You're like,
so if you were like high and you made that and ate that, you would, goddamn, you'd feel like shit the next day. Eating an entire thing when you're like baked. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're high though and you're like fucking and just keep eating it, and then you're like, oh, the next morning. You'd be sad.
Don't do drugs, kids.
I can handle my drugs.
It's the gotta get up to get down pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna crash here in a little bit, dude. We better speed this thing up.
Yep.
All right, who's next?
Just a sugar rush.
Speaking
Bollino,
of
what are you
crashing,
drinking?
Shit.
speaking of crashing, I want to tell a quick Bowman story.
Oh shit!
Let's hear it.
So we just did this camping trip in Utah a couple of weeks ago, and Bowman and Bollino drove like literally 20 hours straight to get there. And we're sitting around the fire, and my buddy Payne is telling a story, this really exciting, awesome story. And I look over, Bowman's just passed out, just like about to just fall into the campfire. It was hilarious.
He'd already heard the story, so he wasn't listening.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your side of the story, Paul?
I didn't notice. That's how he always is.
You
I
fell
was
asleep
exhausted.
at a campfire?
Yeah, I was exhausted.
It's a one-sentence story.
Exactly.
Paul's big day.
Yep, my debut.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing. I didn't get hurt. No, didn't catch on fire. It's a story
Life
of
is good.
survival.
You persevered.
Yeah, it was cold out. I survived.
Sweet.
What are you drinking?
What you got, Bollino?
Going back to Hetty Alice, who is a brewery from Portland who I've discovered and I love. In fact, I'm not sure if I've ever had a beer which I didn't like from them. This is the Presto. It's a hazy Simcoe Mosaic. It's about 7.3 ABV. And first time I've had this, and it's actually it's pretty enjoyable. I'm digging it so far.
Nice, dude.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Glad you picked out a nice one.
For once.
Alex is trying to read.
Well, I got this at a Utah gas station, so like,
the
ABV can be low.
Yes.
3.2.
Was it refrigerated?
Well, I have 4. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a
Yeah,
plus.
there's that.
But don't they have like limits? Like, what is the limit? 5% for a gas station?
For a gas station,
3?
yeah. 5.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
You
here's
could
what
pretty
it is.
much start any really cool story that way, Alex. I got this at a Utah gas station.
That's a
Dippin'
good call.
Dots.
Pretty much.
It happened.
I liked the aesthetic. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, rock cheese box.
It is pretty.
Proper Brewing Company, and I like the 80s vibe. So I bought
It
it.
does look kind of
I don't know
Miami
what I'm doing,
Vice-ish.
so yeah.
Jennifer was just
Matches my
at the
shirt.
location in Moab.
Proper? Is that what it is?
Oh, is it proper?
Yeah, they just opened one like a year or two ago.
Yep. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked that it
It's
had
okay.
0 IBUs, even though it's an IPA somehow.
Zero bitterness.
Yeah.
Someone's scared of flavor.
Well, I just think IPAs like are on a mission to taste bad. Like, usually they're like quadruple hop, like this tastes like shit. Like,
is this
oh,
the
that
part
makes
of
it a
the-
real beer. Like, I
this the part of
don't
the
even want to
show?
drink it. This
Is
is
this the part of the
refreshing.
show?
I like
Sort
it.
of brawl.
Is this the part of the show where you kick Alex out?
Yeah, his camera's about to go black.
I've got a little
Weird,
bit
muted.
He's
I
got
feel like
poor
I've
connection
been-
in that trailer. I don't know what's going on. Cutting in and out.
I've been the least like beer knowledgeable, beer giving a shit about I don't know, hops and stuff guest on your show consistently. I don't know what you expect at this point. I
No, David Thompson absolutely wins that
Yeah, his mango margarita
award. Yeah. Mango.
Random shitty.
Yeah, he
bombs.
likes to
yeah,
enjoy
like-
his drinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Eric's got a smoothie there. It's like,
A smoothie beer, at least.
this is a beer. India Pale Ale.
Oh yeah, I'm not hating on
It's
your
an
beer.
ale.
Yeah. It really looks good. I just looked at their website.
It's not good, Mikey.
Solid. It's not. Well, their website's
The
good.
flavor profile
They get
says,
good
it has a
IT.
little. It says hop and fruit. I like fruit.
Nice.
Your game's evolving, Alex. I mean, show by show.
Stepping up.
You're bringing it.
Well, cool. Yeah, I had a Modelo the other night. Is that good? I had a lime in it.
That's not bad.
Nice.
Look at Eric's face.
It was in a Lone Pine bar. There's no real options there.
Business
Is Alex
opportunity.
still talking? I zoned out. Sorry.
I'm done. I'm waiting for someone else to stop me.
Well, it's always nice to have the ladies on the show. Jennifer, Sarah, you look great.
Thank you. Thanks. It's fun to be back.
Do I look great?
Yes, you do.
You always look good, Alex.
Look
We had to
magnificent.
put on makeup and do our hair for this thing. You guys just roll
You think
Yeah.
I didn't do my hair?
Yeah.
I did my
This is
hair.
the most like
I put water
makeup
up
I
here.
thought I
Insulting.
would.
Bennett did his
implying.
hair.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry, I interrupted.
You big.
Well, I can talk about my beer. We went out to the Midwest, upper Midwest for Fall Colors. Saw Jennifer on the way and then spent time with Alex and Brent. And they grow lots of cherries and lots of apples. So we did lots of ciders and other things. And so I did a local like Fall Colors theme. So One Barrel Brewing Company from Wisconsin, Door County, Wisconsin. and a lovely cherry lager.
That's so cute.
Oh,
Cute.
It's
nice.
A beautiful color. It's pretty.
Wow.
Yeah, it brings me back to that great trip. So cheers.
Nice.
I like your glass.
Really
I like the turquoise.
Cheers to that.
Yeah,
That sounds
still on
really
the beach,
good.
Jennifer.
Oh, that's
I don't know if I've ever had a fruited lager. I've had like dark lagers that have like plum or like cherries, but not just a normal lager. But that sounds good because lagers are like a really light body. So
Have you ever had a
fruit
shandy?
would stand out.
Interesting. I bet Alex has had 100 shandies from being from Wisconsin.
Leinenkugels?
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, Leinenkugels. Yeah, that's not...
No, I hate summer shandy because I like original Leinenkugels, and then all the gas stations. This is back when I used to actually drink, like in my 20s. All the gas stations and bars started carrying summer shandy and not original Leinenkugels, which is it was so annoying.
Well, your
So,
first
I've
mistake is buying beer in a gas station.
I don't know. The bar,
It's a convenience thing.
It's convenient. Where do you like make a pilgrimage to a brewery? Like I don't care that much. It's very low rate.
These guys,
Yeah. Last time I bought beer at a gas station, I was at like the darkest point of my life. I think it's a cry for help.
You picked up a freaking 4-pack and some boner pills.
Yeah.
They sell those in gas stations?
The red ones.
Alex,
Caffeine pills. You crush them.
Anyway,
So are shandies not a thing outside of Wisconsin? Is that? Does
No,
everyone
it
else
is.
have shandies? Okay.
yeah.
no, they sell
Like,
it here.
there's like one in the grocery store. It's not a
There's
thing.
Leinenkugels.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Brent must be offended. Like you look.
I'm
to
offended
me as, he
constantly.
lives in Wisconsin, and you look to me as like, oh, Alex must have had some shandies.
He was looking for support.
Yeah, Brent
I'm
reps
supporting
Wisconsin
Brent.
hard.
Yeah, but I figured Brent was slightly more civilized than you are.
Oh, super civilized.
Your calculations all checked out, though.
He's a wild man.
He has a house.
You're in a house.
Yeah. On wheels.
Hi, Jennifer, what are you drinking?
All right, so I'm kind of sad. It's my last Alvarado Street Brewery beer.
Is that
it's
from
an
way back
Imperial.
when?
This is from spring. Yes, I know. I shouldn't like hoard it, but I was kind
But
of
the toucan touch
to drink
this?
later. It is the toucan touch this with the toucan.
Yeah,
It's an Imperial sour ale, coconut, orange, pineapple, and a dash of nutmeg. And I'm beating all y'all because it's a 10%. So
Nice.
Jennifer's coming in hot.
Shit.
Wow.
that's right.
If you add
Welcome
them all
to the
together,
show.
it's like a 45%. But
And then I have a Great Notion mochi if I get through this and we're still on. That is courtesy of Paul. So thank you, Paul.
Those
That
are
is my
so
last
good.
one.
the
No,
mango
I'm
mochi,
sad. I think it is. I have to check.
that's the one I gave you.
But...
That wasn't Paul. I gave you that in the Tetons.
Oh, did you? Oh, sorry, Paul.
Just wasn't even a memorable enough interaction.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he
Walk it
gave
out.
like a lot of beers. Like David
We got
had
pretty
some,
drunk
he
that
gave
night.
us some. Can't keep track. But our fridge is officially empty at home. So yes, I might be hitting up Paul
Tragedy.
for another order around Christmas.
Hey, let me know. They've got some good stuff right now.
So,
Hi,
yes.
Brent.
And this is like
Chop,
my
chop.
first time really drinking since my whole acid reflux thing all summer. So yeah,
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
I'm back.
I'm
Welcome
glad you're
back.
With
back.
a 10.
Yep.
It's no fun.
Very good.
No, it's not fun.
Well, I've got an athletic free wave hazy IPA. It may have been on the show before.
Sure has.
All right. We'll go watch that episode if you want to know all about it.
That's a good one.
Hey, way to plug the show, Brett. Go find it.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, speaking of friends and quality time together and everything, since we're doing this Friendsgiving episode, thought I'd share a few images from me and Brent's special trip we had. Our relaxing
You guys look
week in the desert.
suspect
Can I-
as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, can
If I walked around that trail and I saw you two looking like that, I would
Yeah.
run the other way.
You're getting ready to steal something.
Kind of like it gives the vibes of like, Brent, are you in trouble? Blink once if you need help.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
He's under duress.
There's a code word there.
You can't see what I'm doing.
A safe word.
Yeah, his right hand.
Yeah, your right hand's got a gun to his waist.
Exactly. Poking him in the back.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Some people call it a gun.
Ace Ventura.
It reaches from there. Wow.
Back in heat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Put that on your Tinder too, bro. Go.
Just packing
the hinge
unexplained.
Yeah, exactly.
can't have too much redundancy in case they find me on both. Yeah, Brent and I just got back like 2 days ago from backpacking together out in along the Escalante River in teens temperatures at night and wading through water every day.
It was a gnarly adventure, I think is what the kids call it.
Drinking this yummy stuff.
Here's us drinking slime.
What was that?
Whatever water
Looks
you can
tasty.
find.
It was good. You just double filter it.
Yeah, this water actually did taste fine.
Yep.
Crystal clear.
That looks
Is
like
that
some-
ice on the surface?
No, that's like
no.
It was covered in scum, and we just like pushed some of it away.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Is
gonna
it
say, it
ice?
looks
No,
nice under the
scum.
scum. It's just a layer of scum. You got to break through.
Yeah.
Good water
To
under
get
there.
to get to the good stuff.
just a little protein, that's all.
Some nice ice boots every morning to shove your feet into, and
But we were doing that on
walking.
purpose to optimize our performance.
yeah, I've continued to put it in
A little
practice
cold
as I've been
plunge.
home. hmm I've experienced enormous benefits.
It was tough. I mean, we had to shove our feet into like frozen socks and shoes every day.
The thing
But once
is,
the
like,
sun came out, it's nice.
well, as soon as the sun would set, everything would freeze solid, like immediately. So our shit would be wet when we'd get to camp, like, because we'd be hiking all day. We'd get to camp like at sunset, and then we'd take our boots off, and they'd just like immediately freeze. And
And
yeah,
some
all
of
your
us
wet
were
shit
like
would-
falling in rivers and shit.
I fell in the fucking river entirely, like,
You did not.
yeah, completely
Yeah,
at sunset too. My backpack didn't get wet, but my entire outfit, the only one I brought, got wet. So I had to borrow some of Brent's clothes, and they didn't smell so great.
Did you
For
guys
saving
rest
my
at
life,
night?
I was complaining a little bit, probably.
Did you cuddle at night?
Didn't
Well, we
need to
had
get
to,
reserved to that. Hey,
Not
I don't think Brent would
straightforward.
have.
Whoa.
That's the problem.
That saved your
I
life.
asked him. He said he wouldn't do it to save my life.
oh yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
no.
That actually happened.
You got to take one for the team, Brent.
Maybe
But
next
yeah.
time.
And then Brent injured his knee when we were at like the farthest point from any trailhead, and he could barely walk. But we had to
Aw.
exit because he ran out
Yeah.
of food.
What'd you
Yeah.
do to it?
We were just
Yeah, Brent, what'd you do?
we were doing a lot of sliding down riverbanks, like, and having to climb on the other side, and some of them were like fairly steep. So I was just like sliding down one of them, and like my like ankle got caught underneath like my hip and just slid further than I wanted, and just kind of like just like hurt my knee a little bit. It's like, I don't think it's like a tear or anything. Just needs some good rest. And
Well, that's the weird thing. So we had to hike out. Ended up being like 6 miles across like undulating slick rock, going around canyons and shit to get back to the car, you know, no trail or anything. And he was really going slow. So I offered to help out. I offered to carry his whole backpack, but he was too proud, but carried all his camera shit for him. And then we get to the car and he's like perfectly fine. Knee doesn't hurt anymore. Magically. He's running around. He's like, it's going
Nice.
on a hike, man.
Miracle.
I want to go home.
It's a
Yeah,
miracle.
just
Like,
that.
psych,
Yes.
almost all of that story is true.
almost.
He did carry my
Nice.
camera. It was heroic. There's like an amazing like action movie sequence where you pulled me up a cliff.
Yes.
That happened.
Did he ever say, "I will not leave you"?
Yeah.
I did many times because I would get ahead and I'd have to
And
wait.
jump
for
into the
20 fucking minutes
waterfall?
to catch up.
He jumped in the waterfall and came back for you.
I'll come back for you.
Yes.
Actually
Brent
did
got
him
it.
at the end though. Once we got back on the
Undergun.
trail, I was like, he can do this, and I just went to the truck because I was hungry and tired.
Yeah. 30 minutes later, you're like 2 beers deep.
Ate all the food. There's zero food left.
Exactly.
We got back to the truck. We basically couldn't say any words other than swear words for like 30 minutes. We were so spent.
The thing is, the last canyon we did that Brent was talking about, like, there was zero trail, like zero, not even a social trail, not even footprints, nothing. Like, we were lucky when we found like animal tracks for a little bit. And so it was like riparian. So it had like flowing water. So it was just like so dense with like tamarisk and fucking.
Oh no,
like
that's nasty.
Oh my God. Like, we were bushwhacking the entire time. The only time we weren't bushwhacking was when we were in the water crossing the river. But the thing is, like, you're pushing as hard as you can to get through all these branches and shit, like cottonwoods, all that fucking shit. And you're pushing as hard as you can, but then you come to like the edge of the river. That's like a 15-foot, like super steep sandy bank. And so like your momentum's going forward. But you're like, oh fuck, like now I got to go down. And like,
is that how you fell?
you try not to like fall in, and then you got to come up it like another super steep bank, and you're just greeted by a wall of the like super dense vegetation that you have to bust through somehow when you can barely even stand up yet.
Jesus.
Who found that route?
Shit.
What the hell?
Fun.
Yeah, whose idea was that?
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a great time.
It's easy
It
to
was.
complain about
After
all
the
that
fact.
shit, but it was honestly like incredible. I have some of like the best photos I've ever, in my opinion, taken. Wow. I guess I'm just 2 days off, so everyone thinks that.
It was a beautiful
trip,
nightmare.
but yeah, it was like an incredible adventure, and it was like so pretty, and yeah, I'll
It just
remember
came at a
forever.
very high price.
Yeah. We're like, why don't people do more backpacking? And we're like limping back. Like,
This crew.
Oh, look at that crew.
Oh man, that's
This
dirty.
was like 2 weeks ago.
Wild.
Yep.
Yep.
If
Good times.
Connor switched with Bollino, it would have been like tallest to shortest.
It totally would have
Would have
been.
been.
Perfect.
You have stuffed boots though, dude. You're trying to pull alpha on us.
He's got heels.
Yeah.
He looks
Bollino looks good in the center there. Both hands in the pocket, just like staring in there, going,
Running the show.
What a poser.
go fuck yourself.
Kind of looks
means
like a
business.
CD cover.
Yes.
Sure.
Right.
What genre?
I don't know what that would be.
Like
Some folk rock shit.
old folk, yeah. Alternative
Looks like
folk.
reggae.
folk rockers don't wear down jackets, though. I'm not sure what
Yeah.
genre music wears down.
I was thinking
Hey
like
Brent,
straight.
yeah, hey, you're the pro, dude. You got to call it. What do you got? Should we throw some spandex on and some fucking boots? we can go 80s rock or something.
It's ultralight.
Yes.
Some leather pants.
Yes. Laces down the side. Is that a phone in your pocket, Bollino?
Yes.
Rectangle? No, that's not.
That's it.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
That's his camera.
Yes.
It's all I use nowadays, just the phone. I mean, that's my main rig.
Rig.
I know
Packing
this.
light.
Cake.
I don't know everyone in this photo. Who's I see.
So from right to left, it's Adrian Klein, Payne Engelbert.
my buddy
I don't
Kane.
remember who
Who's that
that
guy?
guy is. Yeah,
There's a guy that
he
ran
just
up
showed
for
up.
the photo, like a photo
Yeah.
bomber.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just like out in the bushes doing something weird.
He was deep in the bush.
Yeah.
Bollino, and then Connor, that's Paul's son.
Oh, cool.
And then Paul and me.
Looks like a good crew.
Yeah, it was fun.
Looks like
Oh,
it.
Us.
After an epic breakfast that Bowman cooked for us.
When's the food gonna be ready?
It's in the home stretch.
Said that 10 minutes ago, dude.
Let's fucking go,
Any injuries?
No, even though I brought a chainsaw and an axe and like cut down like an entire forest worth of trees.
Oh, you were really asking for it. Holy
Matt
shit.
was getting shit done out there.
Oh.
When we got there, he had 3 cords of wood going. That's not even a lie. This guy had
Legit.
We're like going, holy shit, dude.
NLPA compliant.
He been
Nature
prepping
first.
for the team.
We don't have Brent there to cuddle with.
What are you guys most excited about eating for Thanksgiving? Obviously, for me, it's the pie that I make.
Right. Well, you're already doing that. So.
Are you making another one for your family?
I'm gonna make another one for my family, and then I'm gonna make. I got like apple pie filling, and I'm gonna do like some kind of like cinnamon swirl apple thing. I'm just gonna invent it. You know, I'm an inventor, so
That sounds good.
each year.
It's a
I'll
good
try to
question,
do
Sarah.
something new.
Like, would you foist this on other people? Is what she was asking.
Everybody asks for it. It's backed by popular demand. Everyone's like,
Okay.
"You're making your pie, right? Like, don't show up without the pie."
You could purchase apples, Eric, and sugar and like the separate ingredients and then put them together yourself.
So what I'm
instead
gonna
of
do?
buying it in a can.
There's a test run, low effort test run, and if it turns out good, then I'll do it with better. I'll upgrade it each time. You know, I do want to get like fresh blueberries and make my own pie filling at some point, but it's a lot of work.
You'll trudge for 40 miles through canyons, like bushwhacking through tamarisk and willows, but you won't put some sugar and blueberries in a pan.
Yeah.
Well, I get paid to do that.
That sounds like a lot of work. I agree.
I got back to the truck and they're waiting with a check.
So much could go wrong.
It's like Alex and his steps. It's too many.
Yes.
Yeah. My food steps.
Yeah.
So,
your
like-
food stuff.
Like chips, just regular chips are 1 step because it's straight into your mouth from the bag. But then like chips and salsa, that's 2 steps, you know?
Yeah.
You got to
That's
dip.
where he draws the line.
And then if it's like the salsa's below halfway and you can't reach into the jar anymore, then that's 3 steps because you got to pour it into a bowl.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's your favorite number of steps? Are you trying to minimize or?
One.
Minimize to the
Yeah.
extreme. Like
One move.
Hand to mouth.
One
pizza
move.
is too much because you have to wait for the oven to warm up.
Oh, frozen pizza? Yeah. It takes too fucking long because I'm already hungry and then I have to wait like another 40 minutes? No.
Well, the trick is to know you're going to be hungry.
No,
at some
how can I
point.
know that? I don't eat with any sort of regularity. It's just like a fucking mess, man.
You just eat and you're surprised that you're hungry again later on. You thought you'd just eat one
It could
last
happen
time.
at any moment. That's the thing. You never know.
What do you like to eat for Thanksgiving, Alex? Mashed potatoes and gravy?
Yeah, mashed potatoes are my favorite part of all of Thanksgiving. Like, turkey's fine.
Okay.
I like mashed potatoes with I like a vinaigrette, not a gravy. I mean, mashed
Oh, really? I've never had. I guess I probably have had that, but that's not typical for Thanksgiving.
No, I don't really care that it's Thanksgiving. I just like mashed potatoes. Chunky.
Yeah, mashed potatoes are great. What kind of potatoes?
Fuck if I know. They got chunks in them. They got skin. They're I don't know, russet, Idaho.
It's game time.
They're like the red ones.
Gold, red.
Doesn't matter.
Brown,
Serve
ones.
that
I like
shit
brown
up.
potatoes. Yeah.
Proprietary
Yeah.
Noriega blend. Could be anything.
Oh, you think I'm making them? No.
I was trying to give you some
How
cover,
many
man.
steps that is? Holy shit.
Brent, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? You just gonna oven bake a huge fucking piece of tofu?
I got all my like backpacking food still next to me, so I'll just eat some flaming hot Fritos, some blueberries, some like mysterious brown powder.
You still have the dried blueberries left over?
Yeah, because I didn't eat them.
The worst. So bad.
Gosh, I would most be looking forward to pumpkin pie. Though I haven't had your pie, so
Nice.
maybe it's even better. But like, I like the traditional like, holiday spices like nutmeg and cinnamon and stuff. Makes me get into the season.
If someone like doesn't put nutmeg in it, you'll notice.
The world will just be a little blander, like a little more gray, a little more downtrodden.
Just a little more sad.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good shit.
Thanksgiving, am I right?
You could advance the slide or something.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
All right.
Oh,
shit.
This is me, right? Yep.
What do you mean?
Not me. This isn't my image, but this is me discussing it.
Yeah.
This is my selection. Put it that way.
This is sick, Payne.
So yeah, I had Matt as my secret Thanksgiving Santa guy, and honestly, Matt, I had like 4 or 5 on deck to select for this. But this one, I think, when I first saw it, and I remember seeing this when you posted it online, whenever you did that, and just kind of definitely grabbed my attention. Just the way the various sizes of the trees and the branches all work so well together. You got the large one, lower, center left. You got that one in the upper left corner. But just the way they fit together, and choosing, is this black and white or infrared? This is probably black and white, right?
Yeah, black and white, yep.
Yeah. Just going black and white was really great because it just kind of like made the graphical nature of the scene really let it shine through. And again, it's an image where you look in different sections, you see like different areas of interest. And just the way the various branch patterns are just kind of like going all different directions. Anyway, I just really thought this was a fantastic image. I was kind of jealous of it. This is a really good image.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Super awesome. Where was
really
this?
nice.
This is in Kauai, actually.
Oh,
so
Oh.
yeah, I photographed this on just some random trail that goes like down towards the coast on the like the Kalalau trail side. So you get up really high above these koa trees, and I was photographing down into them with a 100 to 400 at sunset. So yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Matt, is a few years ago.
Well, when was that? 2018, I think.
Oh yeah, it was a while ago. I remember being surprised when you shared this one because it wasn't like the typical Matt Payne photo at the time. Now, like you do a lot more stuff like this, but it wasn't like Colorado mountains.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a compliment, dude. Don't get all.
No, I
awkward.
appreciate it.
It's really nice. Matt, can we get GPS coordinates in the show notes?
Of course. Yeah.
Alex,
Just know that's
Be a
your
gatekeeper.
thing.
Man. Come on, man.
too soon, dude.
Don't be a gatekeeper.
How many steps is it to make a photo like this, Matt? Like 1 or like 2? Or would it have to be more than like 2?
I'll take steps with photos. It's just food.
It's probably more steps than Alex is willing to take.
What was it like composing this shot? I mean, the spacing and everything is so nice. Like, was it a quick win, or were you like dialing it in for a long time?
Well, it's a crop, so I think this is probably like my 3rd iteration from this scene. I think the first one was in color, and the colors were all muted and weird, but black and white really helped pull out all the details and stuff like that. So, but when I was capturing it, it was a pretty immediate win. Like I was hiking along this trail and I looked down and saw these trees like that, and I was like, "Oh my god, look at that!" So, yeah, it was pretty fast.
Cool.
How soon did you transition it to black and white? Were you like, okay, I'm going to try to make these colors work, or hey, I've dabbled here a little bit. I need to transition this to something different.
It was a total rework. Like 3 years later.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Interesting.
Yep.
Did you release it in color initially?
Yeah, I did it in color initially. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see you go from like I think of your work as being very colorful, and now seeing you doing work in black and white and infrared and doing a lot more intimate landscapes. It's like you're diversifying your talents significantly. So it's been fun to watch.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I
agree.
Thanks to all you people right here.
Oh,
Especially Sarah. I mean, you're a huge influence on my work. So.
Oh, this is so sweet, guys. Let's always remember this.
Friendsgiving.
There we go. Bringing it home.
What are we grateful for?
Sarah doesn't know how to respond.
Thank you, Matt. I'm glad to know that.
There we go.
She's like, shit, you're trying to be like me, and this is what you're coming up with.
Oh my
Bring it home, Sarah. Come on.
I'm incapable of participating in ball busting.
Hey, just cut him real quick.
Don't worry, we'll do it for you.
Matt, I just am a little suspicious of this one, so I'll need you to raw verify it as usual before this can go live.
That's no problem. I think
we also need to argue with him about whether or not it was actually taken in Kauai.
Oh, there we go.
To be a point of tension.
Yes. Sarah's picking up her game now. Here we go. I like what I'm hearing.
So you're like a step removed. You're like, we need to do this, but I'm not going to do this.
I'm not going to.
But we should
do it.
collectively.
You all can do it.
Exactly.
It's plausible deniability.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Before we go, think about infrared. You've kind of made a recent switch, or not a switch, but you've added that infrared camera to your arsenal. Are you like seeing scenes in the field and being like, boom, infrared? Or are you just saying, or do you kind of like just bring out the infrared camera and experiment in real time to see what you can find?
Yeah, he says it out loud too.
See a scene and say, this would be perfect for infrared. It's going to switch bodies, or like, what's your process for that?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I mean, what's cool about infrared is, like, imagine if you're photographing sunrise and like the light kind of gets a little bit too blown out for traditional scenes, for grand landscape, but like the foreground's all lit up and like, it's just not, everything's kind of blown out. You get the infrared camera out, like it calms all that down and you start to pick up all these lines and patterns and shapes. And so it totally opens up a whole new window of photographic opportunity. So there's certain times of the day where it works better. And obviously certain subjects where it's really good, like, anything that's lit up with trees and grass and anything that's green, that's alive. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both of what you just asked. Yeah.
Got it.
Very good.
Stellar image.
Thank you, sir.
Ooh,
That's
so pretty.
So I did this at random. I didn't like intentionally pair anybody up or make anybody select a certain, except I picked someone special to pick my image. But I felt bad because Alex got fucking Paul Bowman, so
why?
That's a tough
he was
draw.
struggling. That's why he didn't sit in until last minute, because he's been banging his head
because my
against the
first
desk for a
choice was
week.
taken as always on Brews and Views. You can never pick the image you actually want.
Yeah, that is true.
I went and looked at your photos, and
I had
the one
that
I
today.
wanted, I was like, "This is fucking sweet," and he's like, "You can't use that." I'm like, "Of course,
Yeah.
I never can." So let me
It was
run
in our
through
last
5
one,
other
dude.
ones until you let me finally pick.
Yeah.
Paul only has like
Hey.
5 images, so
That's all I have is 5 other ones. So that's
No.
you hit the circuit, bro.
No, I love actually the what struck me about this was like that the background is brighter and warmer, and that's typically what you'd be having going on in the subject, and this is one of the few times that works to, like, draw your eye through the subject, because the dark trunks and the blue frost just like set themselves off so well on that backdrop. I don't know. I just feel like it's not intuitive as a photographer for your subject to be in front of the light and shadow and not even be a silhouette, but it just works here. And obviously the spacing is really good. And yeah, I just thought it was great.
Nice.
I was going to ask, where is this, Paul?
This was in the Tetons. It was
Okay, I was going to guess that.
Yeah, such a killer morning. Like nobody there's like cold as
minus
fuck.
20.
Like, yeah, it was minus
Yeah,
20.
I was gonna say, it's gonna
And
be freezing.
Just steam everywhere coming off this little river going through there, and it was such a good morning. And the light coming up.
So the river was
everything.
behind it? Was the river behind these trees?
Yeah,
So it
the
diffuses the light perfectly.
Yeah, you had this nice mist coming off of everything. I mean, I shot here for a couple of hours and just like shot all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, it was super fun. It was by myself. It was great.
where are the rest of the images?
Wow.
Dude, they're laying on these SD cards in front of me all over my desk.
Yeah. Bowman, you're like one of those photographers that is like a sleeper, like hordes
Literally.
and hordes of. So yeah, literally.
Just passing out in the middle of the game.
So many good photographs, and like I feel like you're one of those people that like nobody knows about for some reason. And every time I get a chance, I tell people like, "Oh, have you seen Paul Bowman's stuff? It's pretty dope, and this is a good example of why.
Oh, thanks, brother. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
All players should love the game. You can tell.
That's right. We're doing the Lord's work.
True play.
Done the Lord's work over here at a silent assassin.
Really good.
I'm so jealous of this photo though. It's just so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Just the frost.
To have the frost over every surface of the trees and
Yeah.
the bushes in front, and then combining it with the beautiful foggy light, like those two things happening together.
Yeah.
And then finding a really nice arrangement at this.
Yeah, it's
once
just
you
the
see the
spacing is
opportunity.
perfect, and
Yeah.
I think the way you handle color as well is really, I mean, it's been mentioned, but the warm in the background, cooler up front, but even the colors themselves, the exact hue, like it's a very colorful image without being like a really overpowering color image. If that makes sense.
It's not super
Pastel.
saturated.
Totally
you nailed
agree.
the color
Yeah.
perfectly in my eyes.
Processing
Yeah, it
is
does.
like so on point. It's easy to fuck up photos like this too, processing wise. You
Yeah.
nailed it.
yeah, if you add too much
less is
contrast or
more.
something,
Mhm.
it's already
Yeah, I could see somebody making those trees like black pretty easily.
Yeah.
All dingy and shit.
Or like push the blue to the warm, the cool to warm transition too much. You know, put them on too far apart. They're like perfect, subtle.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are really nice tonight. I can't wait till we get to my image.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good right now.
It's like buckle up.
Legitimately good images.
Can't wait to get showered in compliments. And if you guys are saying that stuff about this,
True story, dude.
it's given on merit. We don't just bestow it upon you.
Must be earned.
You better get the lube out, Eric.
yeah, nice one, Paul. Love you, buddy.
Thanks, bro. Oh shit.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Oh, that's a Bollino
crazy.
shot right there.
it is a Bollino shot. This was mine. To be fair, I had another one picked out, and I got schooled by Eric that it had already been featured, so I had to find another one.
Typical. Fucking typical.
Went to the teacher's freaking.
It's not my fault you guys
Yeah.
don't watch the show. It's public. It's there. I'm not keeping you from doing it.
Yeah, like
But anyway.
user agreements
Hours
are
of
public
research.
too, and nobody reads them.
Exactly.
You just hit agree. Okay.
No, I absolutely love this shot. I remember when you first posted this, Michael, I just fell in love with it. Now, I am a little biased. Mountain goats are my favorite land mammal. It was my nickname in college, and it's on my license plate. But this is just beautiful. Lately, I've really been into these wildlife kind of landscape shots, and I guess like the NLPA, like the environmental shots. I know I'm going to get pitchforks for saying this in your comments, but I really prefer my wildlife to be serendipitous, and I feel like this is exactly that. You know, everyone can, well, yeah, I don't want to say anything that's going to get me in trouble, but this speaks more to me than just like a portrait of like an animal, you know what I mean? Like close up. Like I think wildlife should always be in its environment, and I think it's beautifully captured. But the atmosphere and the way the goat is just standing there on the cliff with the trees, just composed beautifully. I absolutely love this image.
Jennifer,
How dare you
gotta-
share your personal opinion?
You gotta
I
just
know,
own it.
sorry.
Who are you?
Own your opinion. I just actually just said almost word for word what you just said on a podcast episode recently. I said the exact same thing.
Was that with
Yeah.
Marcel Van Oosten?
It was with Marcel Van Oosten, yes.
Nice.
He's got some good environmental portraits.
He does.
I can
As
tell
does
Marcel's
Michael Bollino, apparently. Jesus.
Yes,
Marcel's
it's
clearly
fantastic.
influenced by
Exactly
Bollino.
one.
Okay. Pause.
Yes.
Jennifer, what did you do to earn that nickname?
Mountain goat. It was from my geology days, because I was always the one willing to go up like the highest with the most exposure to go look at what a rock was, to like yell it down to everyone else when we were mapping.
I was gonna guess it was from your like animal vet days, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
this is like Jennifer college days, bachelor's degree.
That's really cool.
It was before animal.
Great.
But yeah.
Eric, you got a similar name, don't you? Like, I think, what was it that you were, the throat goat, I think is what they called you back in the day?
Oh shit!
How'd you get that nickname? I remember you telling
That's
me. I
so
forgot.
funny. Can I just have an aside here? I just taught 2 weeks of workshops, and like inevitably every time I do workshops, one student at least in one of the weeks will tell me that they watch Brews and Views, and the thing that surprises me is that they're like the sweetest people, like, and then I'm just like,
people you'd be like mortified if you knew they were watching.
Guys. Oh, it's so nice to hear you guys. They're like,
they must be watching on mute.
Like,
everything said what they're thinking.
Just love hearing this and thinking about the sorts of people that are going to be watching it. Like,
dude, that is so funny.
There's just nothing else to watch. That's all it's on.
That's it.
Right. Yes.
So, Bollino, be honest, dude. How much did you use the liquefy tool to fucking pump this dude's biceps up?
Dude, that guy is jacked. That guy is jacked as fuck.
Big guy.
He's thick.
Yeah, he
One of the
is.
second
He's
biggest I've
thick.
ever seen.
with 2 C's.
They're very muscular.
He knew I was there. He saw
decoy.
the tripod set up.
No, he was
knew I was taking
flexing.
images.
He was.
He grabbed the baby oil. Just freaking went to town.
Gonna need to raw verify this one too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he played nicely for me that morning. He just stood there for like 2 minutes.
He shot this from a
looked back at
tripod.
me and look back out the view. Like he's looking at a layer of cloud inversion, like a big layer of clouds below with Mount Adams rising above. This is on Mount St. Helens.
Oh shit!
He just
wait, did you
sat
say
there
Mount
just taking in the
Adams?
view. What was that?
What mountain did you say?
This is from Mount St. Helens. This is like a backpacking trip.
But he's
on
I thought you
looking
said
at
Mount
Adams.
Adams.
He's looking
He's
at Mount Adams.
Mount Adams, which is like 30 miles away. So Mount Adams is rising above this layer of clouds, which is
Okay.
what I was originally photographing. And then every once in a while, the fog would kind of like drift up. The winds would blow the clouds up towards this little basin here.
It's because at first I thought I heard you say Mount Adamus. I was like, well, he's got a fucking mountain named after him.
Yes. Yeah, that's a sick shot, dude.
It is.
I don't think I've ever seen
It
that.
is.
Thanks.
I like knowing that additional context because I like to imagine that he's like contemplating life watching that scene or something.
It was kind of weird.
Like, what's he thinking about? You know,
I mean, he
Yeah.
was
Right.
looking out. That's all he was doing. He would look back at me. and
he's
would
not
look
busy.
out.
He's just.
I think he was just really posing. He was like, I'm going to pose to this guy. He's got a tripod. I see a number of these
Flexing.
people up here nowadays. And he was playing really kindly. Playing nice.
It's very haunting. It's almost like he's a little ghost.
Yeah, it's very.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
A mountain ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the choice to
I
process
thought that,
it
but I
a
didn't
little
say
bit
it.
more.
I thought it was too dumb.
It'd be better if it was like
Sorry
in a
to
text
interrupt,
because I could have spelt it like goat, but with an S, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
GHOAST.
Yeah.
Sarah was saying something before.
Like just
All
the
that
choice to
nonsense.
process it darkly and then have the goat really stand out. Like it really adds to the mood because you could have chosen to do brighter or bluer, but I think the processing choice really adds to the, like this is an example of where the dark presentation I think really, really works perfectly.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah,
I remember kind of like
for sure.
really getting the blue right was one of the biggest cruxes of processing. Like the amount, the saturation, as well as the exact like.
It's
exact
perfect. It's
color
steely.
blue.
It's not
Yeah.
too blue. It's like gray, steely gray, but not so warm that it doesn't feel cool.
Well, it's not Max Reeve steel blue.
Blue
Or
steel.
those
Blue
skies?
steel.
Yeah,
I feel like the skies are kind of more greenish blue.
steel.
He doesn't veer this magenta in his blue hues.
Payne, what is up?
What is
I just
that?
popped up in another beer, man.
Look at the head on that
Nice.
fucking thing.
Yeah, I
shit.
fucked
That's
it
what she
up.
said.
But she's
Jesus.
Alex, pull the trigger.
It's
oh,
a Belgian style quad, 10.5% from a
Holy shit!
Uni Brewery. It's called
Big guns.
Terrible.
Dude. Payne's getting dirty.
Damn.
Payne's always dirty.
Looking forward to this.
I love all your euphemisms, Paul. I remember I remember, maybe I've said this on a Brews and Views episode, but like back in the day, like 11 years ago, we were in the gorge or something, and there was poison oak, and you were telling me the story of getting poison oak, like on your junk, and you said like got pea oak on my rod or something. Just your phrasing was like, I just never left me. I'm just like, I still think of that.
Dude, PTSD, bro.
PTSD.
Dude, I got a shot and cream for that. I had to double down.
You just
That
told
was
us
the
that
worst. That was the worst. Yeah, that was the worst.
But you were so jovially relaying the story. Like you didn't have any time to explain. You had to abbreviate too.
I think you broke him.
That's so classic. Oh, shit.
I just went to grab another beer, but I just opened my fridge and there's like 60 cans and I just couldn't decide and I just closed it and came back.
Without a beer?
Decision fatigue.
Without a beer?
Yeah, it was too overwhelming.
Oh, shit, dude.
Oh, the paralysis of choice. That's a
Throw a dart.
Go back, bro.
Yeah,
See
man.
what you can come up with.
Make up
Blindfold
your
it.
fucking mind.
Reach it in.
Jesus, just reach your hand in there.
Yeah.
Be a man for once. Jesus Christ.
Just get dirty back there.
Hey, who's to say men are more decisive than women?
That's a good point.
Yeah, nobody would else.
Very good point.
Decisive.
I'm not touching that one.
Just leave it out there.
Oh, this is so sick.
Just let it sit.
Marinate.
Classic Marino right there.
This is a classic.
It is
So
a classic.
good. Wow.
So I picked this one because, yeah, it's just like a fantastic Sarah Marino style image. But also, if I remember correctly, I wanted to bring this up because wasn't this one licensed like for the desktop background for like a new iPad or something? Or I think I saw on Facebook a long time ago.
I don't know if this one was, but a corn lily photo was. We've had a few. We're not supposed to talk about it, though. So.
Well,
Put that out.
that was going to be my next question. I wanted to know how much you got paid for that.
Off the
A
record.
lot. I was just looking at, like, Ron just downloaded the new, whatever the new operating system is, and I saw the new photo. I'm like, damn, I wish we were still doing that, because it was good money, for sure.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Apple pays well.
Yeah. We actually went to the Apple store once, and we set all of the iPads to my photo, actually.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So like more than 10,000?
Eric, we can discuss offline.
Blink twice if it was
I'm
more
not under any.
More than 20,000?
Twice.
It's okay. No one watches this show.
More than 30,000?
More than 50,000. No, it wasn't more than 50,000. But they
So
at least
49,000.
we haven't done any licensing with them for a while, but at the time it was good money, yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume it's
Congrats.
49,000.
It's been so long I don't even remember which specific photos they used. I know for sure because the setting the background on the iPads at the Apple store, it was the corn lily photo. So I definitely
Okay, I thought I remember this one because I thought they were like changing the colors on it and stuff, and something like that. Like,
There was another cell phone company that licensed this one.
Oh, okay, maybe
So-
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good.
Wow.
I mean, like phone companies and computers, like they're trying to advertise just super punchy, vibrant images, and this isn't. Like it's very tasteful, but it's vibrant. But I can see them pushing it too far. Like if they're trying to sell their screens or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, Sarah, isn't this really small? I remember being surprised at how small this is.
Yeah, it's probably like a
That was mean, Alex.
few inches by a few inches. Or maybe this subject has all the confidence it needs, even though it's small.
Sarah, bringing the heat.
Nice.
I love it.
I'm going through all my old photos because I'm redoing my website galleries, and this is one of the only ones I don't look at with like, oh my gosh, that looks awful. So I'm glad you chose one that's not one of the ones that's like so high contrast, so much saturation. Yeah.
Isn't
Is
that
this
the
like a
one?
That's a
succulent
beautiful image.
or?
Yeah, it's a sedum plant in winter, actually, photographed in winter. So they
kind
get
of like
super
a
colorful.
ice plant type thing.
It's the sedum angelica, I think, is
From a
the
Home Depot parking lot.
I have one on my deck right now, and this was at the Denver Botanic Garden.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is classic Sarah. I just love the colors.
What I love about it is that it has a distinctive flow to it. Like it just moves you through the frame so thoughtfully. And it goes, and the shapes of the objects, the repeating patterns is nice, of course, but the way that the shapes kind of like, it's really bunched up in the left, and then it kind of evens out towards the right, and it just aids to that flow to the left to the right.
Yeah, the direction
grabs you first on the left, and then you follow it right. You follow everything right.
Yeah,
I think that's a trademark Sarah thing too. Just like the flow of the forms, like she's always finding the flow in the plants.
Yep. Yeah. You can learn a lot of shit by studying Sarah Marino photographs. Tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
So Matt says, but doesn't put it into practice.
Wow.
Oh, Sarah, was this like a deep focus stack?
No, this was a long time ago. So just straight down, hoping for the best, like fingers crossed that everything's
before
in focus.
Focus stacking was invented.
Yeah, before I was willing to do it manually. Yeah, the focus stacking. I'm so lazy now with focus stacking. It's just like do it for too many things. But yeah, this was actually being careful about the technique. Thank you for the kind comments. I appreciate it.
That's great.
Just image.
Oh shit!
Right, this is my pick.
Oh.
I got lucky.
Thanks,
God,
Brent.
lucky.
Yeah.
Thank God it was Jennifer, not one of these other schmucks.
No, just my Instagram saved folder is like 1/3 Jennifer Renwick.
Oh yeah. Yes, this is a great one.
Get a room.
So, yeah, I just love the color contrast and like all the subtle, like there's subtle texture in all parts of the image that like none are distracting, but they like invite you to look around. And then like the shapes themselves are like very gentle. Like it all adds to the same, all the visual elements add to the same mood. And then one of my favorite things in like intimate nature photography is when like you take in the whole thing kind of at once, but then you, upon further inspection, notice like something small that kind of like changes perhaps your perspective or gives you, just like changes your mind suddenly. And in this case, I have without seeing the bird in its reflection, I have no idea how big it is. And the bird is small enough in the frame that I don't know, I just like didn't notice on first look, but then you see how big the bird is, and you're like, whoa, it's actually like a really big, clean section of beach. So, yeah, great shot.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I thought it was like small sand ripples and like maybe like a little leaf or a rock or something. And I was like, oh shit, that's a bird. So it's like actually a big
I saw
scene.
this on Instagram and nowhere else, and I didn't ever see the bird. Like I thought it was small sand ripples.
And that is the problem with Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah,
The only one. The only problem.
Actually, if I actually updated my website, it might be on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Soon.
saying.
Yeah, do it.
I know.
Do it,
I know. I'm like 5 years behind. I actually had COVID when I took this shot. This was in Oregon. Yeah, we were driving
shots.
over.
Or COVID
We're gonna get sick looking at it.
Out of
No.
COVID shots.
COVID test. That's what we were
COVID
calling
tests,
it. Out of
that's
COVID tests.
That's
Because
when
I had
was.
COVID too that week.
Yes, Sarah had COVID.
was such
We
a
all
shit
had
show.
COVID. It was great.
Me and Matt were fine.
Yeah, we were all
Alex
there
was
together.
fine.
We were like the last two
Yeah.
instructors.
Yeah, Alex was fine. That's
I was
right.
fine.
Yeah.
And Mike did the second week, didn't you, Mike?
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you were
part of
fine
it.
too.
I filled in. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, he probably got
Yeah.
COVID like the 5th time on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I was just
Gotten him more than anyone
fine because
I know.
I was there on the second week. That's the only reason I didn't
So,
show
yeah.
up till it all happened.
This was taken from the bridge as you go into Waldport, like south of Newport. And we just happened to hit it perfectly when low tide was out. And these little spits of kind of mud were fascinating. And if you actually looked like down into these spits, there were like seagrasses and really cool like mud things, and there were sea lions. But this stood out to me because the heron, I'd actually tried photographing him a few frames back, like further, and he flew away. And then he eventually came and landed here, and I just liked how the little spits of land all kind of led to him, and the lack of context is kind of crazy until you look at the bird. And yeah, this is probably the most unique shot that I've ever done, but it was so fun. And when we had our photography workshop a few weeks ago near the same location, the tide was never good enough to do this. And I haven't seen it like this, like anytime I've been there. So it was just happenstance, and we were just very fortunate to hit it. But I had COVID, and I remember like hiking up the bridge, like, oh, I'm totally fine. See, my lungs are fine. And by the time I got to the top, I wanted to die. Yeah. But it was fun.
No.
I love how the water's reflecting the sky. I think that's like a really cool element.
Yeah.
The bird. Obviously, the bird's not flying, but it just kind of adds an extra dimension to it. That's really nice.
There's like an atmosphere because it's brighter at the bottom too.
Mm-hmm. The clouds were really pretty. I think
at the top. So.
Classic Oregon. I think this was literally one of the only times that we saw the sun, and it was pretty partly cloudy. But yeah, it was just, we were very fortunate to hit that. So thank you everyone for your kind comments. But yeah, this is one of my favorite images.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious.
I like
it's really killer.
I was going to say it's obvious, but like the way that all of the sand points to the bird is perfect. I mean,
fingers, the uniform fingers. But also your choice of framing and the way you balance the image, where like the majority is the sandy portion of the image and there's rivulets coming in. I just love the way you basically use that as like the majority of the image and have the bird and reflection as the smaller part. And I feel like I wouldn't do that, which would be the wrong choice. So I think the way you framed this was so well conceived that you still let that sand be the dominant space occupier, but also knowing that bird is going to hold so much visual weight, it's going to kind of like balance out that sand. Anyway, just
that's an excellent point.
Love it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Michael.
Bollino, that's
almost
why
like Jennifer knows what she's doing.
Bollino,
Yes.
that's why
Maybe
you
I
always
do.
screwed
I
up.
don't know.
Basically, I'm trying to say is
alternate.
I would have totally messed up this exact image. I would put the bird, like have the blue and the occupy much more.
We just take that for
space in
granted,
the
Mike.
image. Is that?
That's why you were brought in as the alternate.
Yeah. Right. Hey, I'm learning that.
Wow.
Hey, six man.
Anytime. No, it's a great image though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's fun to see this, Jennifer, too, because like we've photographed similar things at like tiny scale, and then to see like without the bird, you don't notice how big the scene is. So it's fun to see like a very similar theme that you do so well in your smaller work, like to also see it on a much bigger scale.
Be applied to a
Thank you,
large
Sarah.
instrument.
For sure.
Thank you.
Knowing that I was in Oregon at the same time, also sick, and then when I saw this, I was like, oh! So, because it was really, this one's really good.
It's such an angry image.
It
Really
wasn't like,
aggressive.
it was
Inspires
like
anger.
that like 5 seconds of competitiveness where then I go back to being like, that's awesome for Jennifer.
Yeah.
But it's like, I had the 5 seconds.
Yep.
This is the photo that's going to break up Friendsgiving right here.
It's on.
It.
I wanted controversy for the show. So.
Yeah.
When it
Brent
dropped
knew what
it,
he was doing.
Clark is on fire.
Oh my
It
God.
only lasted for 5 seconds.
Oh, well,
also
thank
was-
you, Sarah. I'm sorry we were all so miserable. And oh my God, yeah, it's like this was the one bright spot of that whole trip. So yeah.
I'll say one more thing.
Well, and
Given the
also
fact that
seeing
you
me
were-
hanging out with me.
From my balcony.
Right, yeah. What about the, were you around for the Cookie Monster?
No.
When I was wearing that blue Snuggie? Actually, kind of like I'm doing now,
Oh,
but
I
it was
have
much more
photos
blue.
of Alex wearing the Snuggie.
I
And I
missed
had a-
all of that because I was stuck in my hotel room with
Oh,
COVID.
no. Okay, I was going to say that could have been a bright spot. Me being gross looking. Anyway, go on.
There's an example of what you said earlier, too, about like the serendipitous wildlife stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you practice what you preach.
Yep.
Surprisingly.
In the fact that you were
Nice. Singer.
The one little one little dig.
Yeah, exactly. Practice
not because of you. It's just rare in these times. You know, there's so many hypocrites and here's so much bullshit now.
Yeah, even on this call.
Yep.
Yes.
What are you gonna say, Bollino?
Just one more, like you would never know that you were sick and had COVID and you're huffing and puffing, and maybe the stress of the conference which was going on, which had a number of people who were also coming down with COVID. Like this image is so airy and very light and positive that like it's amazing you would actually never know your mindset was probably completely inverted and different.
Yeah.
And so Matt and I've had many conversations around this, and so this is just a good example of how our images don't need to always match like our current mental states. It depends what nature gives us, and it's that interaction between ourselves and nature. And
well, it could also like express what you're longing for instead of what you're experiencing. You know,
but she took what was given to her and made a very compelling and amazing image from it, even though her own internal.
Yeah, she's in the depths of despair and suffering.
180, exactly.
I haven't found how to make a photo express acid reflux, so I've never really
Yellowstone.
Yeah, I think
been able to link up what I'm feeling.
Yeah, Yellowstone would be appropriate. Yeah, the geysers, like all the acid coming up your stomach. Yeah, you know, feels the same. Yeah, I think I remember we almost got into an accident because I was looking out the window and David was driving. I was like, "Oh my God, stop!" And he's like, "I can't stop. I'm on a bridge." And I'm like, "But I want this shot." And he's like, "You're gonna have to walk." And I'm like, "I might die." It's a really
tuck and roll.
Yeah,
you're right.
All right.
Well, thank you,
Before
Brent,
I move on,
and everyone else.
Yeah,
I opened up this stout that I had on my desk. Because stouts are also great on Thanksgiving. Nice big heavy beer after you have a huge heavy fucking meal. Sweet Dreams are made of these, and this is a double barrel aged stout made by our good buddy Jimmy Tran at Humble Sea Brewing. Who
I fucking knew it, dude. I knew it.
I invited Jimmy to come on this episode, but he's been busy with other stuff. So this guy tastes incredible. It's super smooth. It has toasted coconut, roasted hazelnuts, and tiny house cacao nibs from the Dominican Republic. And it's 16.6%. So not an easy one to
that's like wine.
This good.
Slam that down. That's even more than wine.
Jimmy's a fucking scientist.
Yeah.
I mean, his stuff, especially his stouts, they are so good.
16. My gosh.
We were tapping into barrels in the back room. He's just like, "Hey, dude, you want to taste this?" I'm like,
Straight from the teat.
Yeah, straight from the teat. He said, "You can milk anything, son." I said, "All right."
Did you leave in a wheelchair?
Yeah, I was in a body bag.
Zipped up. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Roasting again.
I actually wasn't surprised you chose this one, Matt.
I mean, everyone knows you for your really sick Utah work. Like,
I love this one, dude.
Well, and everyone knows you for climbing
trees.
every fucking mountain in Colorado.
Yeah,
and peeing
so
on it.
I mean, like, I don't know. For me, like, this is an aspirational image for anyone who climbs mountains or does any mountaineering or backpacking deep into the wilderness. This type of scene right here, for me, it just embodies so many different things for me personally. Like, when I look at a photo like this, it brings me back to all kinds of memories about climbing way up into the mountains at sunrise or sunset and trying to get crazy good photographs. And what's awesome about this photo is, like, you didn't have great light in the sky, right? Like, you just have
hey,
no,
easy.
like, that's not it's a compliment, dude. You're not a
little touchy.
You're not on the epic sky to make your grand landscape work. And to me, like, the way that this image flows from bottom left to the right to the left, I mean, it's called Sawtooth for a reason. It's just, to me, it's one of the best mountain photographs I've ever seen. So I have to pick this.
I love this one.
Thanks, dude. It's actually called Sawblade.
Yeah.
I'll let it slide.
Oh, it's Sawblade. My bad.
What?
Yeah.
What's called saw blade?
The image.
The photograph.
Yeah,
the title.
The photograph. I thought you were talking about the range or the peak.
It's really weird, but I gave the photograph a name.
It was from the item. Okay. Well, these slides that you so thoughtfully put together and take 50 minutes per image to assemble don't even have titles on them. So I don't know.
It's actually great you chose this one, Matt.
One word a minute. Sorry.
It's actually great you chose this because Alex is here, and Alex was actually the guy that pointed me to the summit.
I wanted to make this image, basically like a horizontal version of it. I had scoped out on like Google Earth, and I just was too fat to get up there, honestly, at the time. So like 2016, I was backpacking up here, and my friends made it up, and they took some snapshots. I was like, oh shit, I need to get up there. Like, because I had told them, like, it's a thing that you don't need to be a climber to do. And so I was super stoked about being able to do it, but turns out the 12,500 foot elevation at the time was like too much for me.
Yeah, leave it to the pros.
So got up there and took advantage.
I had to summit this 5 times to get this photo. So in 2017, Alex told me about it, but the season was already over. So then in 2018, like on my first trip, I went and I summited 3 days in a row, and the smoke fucked up the light every single day. It was just brown and got like
so
completely
unlucky
blocked.
too. That was a smoky year, but like in 16, this was just happening every day at that time of year. You know, like when you have clear light, it happens.
Right. So then in 2019, I summited again. It was just clear skies. It takes long enough that you can't be like, oh, the conditions look good, so I'm going to go. It's like, it could be completely clear, and it's long enough that clouds could blow in, or it could look amazing, and it's long enough that they could totally blow out. So it was like completely clear.
The time that I almost made it, I had to turn around because of a thunderstorm. Like, and by almost made it, I made it up to like 11.5. I was like halfway up the backside, you know, and then that was a wild thunderstorm, but we decided to turn around. But that, like the perseverance, it paid off. And I'm glad that yours is different than I envisioned it too. Because if I ever do make it up there,
you're doing it.
You make it better.
I won't be copying Eric Bennett.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because the composition like intentionally cuts off part of the lake, which intuitively, like when you're in the field, it's like, oh, I can't do that. But so many times I see mountain photographs with lakes where you cut off part of the lake and it works really well. And I don't get that, but it just works.
It's just about balance.
Yeah. I wanted the weight to be, like the visual weight to be heaviest on the mountain. So I didn't want to add too much dead space on the left to counterbalance it.
Totally.
I wanted the tension like on the right side.
Well,
it is actually a pano too.
I was going to say, like,
millimeter.
when you deliberately cut it off, it looks better than your eye going, like, if you miss this, like, tiny little corner of, your eye's wondering, but when you deliberately do it, it makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like it's out enough that it was intentional.
Yeah.
Like skirting the edge.
But this photo is a good reason of why so many composition rules, like, paying attention to them. Because if you were... like the 2 dominant peaks on the right-hand side are pretty close to the edge. Like they're like on the quadrant rather than the third. And so it's like, if I follow the rules, like you wouldn't do this composition. Like you wouldn't cut off the lake. You wouldn't have the mountain so far over to the side. But then it totally works when you see it. So I think it's a really good lesson of like, you have to think independently and respond to what's in front of you and like get out of those habits that are so often enforced in our field, because like this works super well, even though there are a couple of things that you aren't supposed to do.
Essentially what we're saying is you fucked up the composition, but we like it anyway.
That's what I'm getting. You guys are skirting around it, but I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Mikey dropping heat.
Well, and
screw those rules.
I don't think like people who don't climb mountains may not, this doesn't resonate maybe, but like when you're in these moments moments like this and the light is this good,
it's okay.
Composition becomes like, it's like fast. I mean, it's like instantaneous because you're like, oh my God, I'm going to miss it. Like you can't overthink it.
You have to react instinctively.
Yeah. The light's moving so fast.
And
I think
so,
it's-
like, that's why I appreciate it so much more, is because you were able to do that in that critical moment like that.
Well, I think it's fine too, just mechanically speaking, if we're talking about the lake still, like breaking that rule, because it's in the shadow and it's still cool color. You know, you're just looking at the peaks, like the warm, jagged peaks. Like, it's just so much less important, you know, that it's
Well, and there's a fair amount of visual tension just in the image, just the shapes and everything like that. Anyway, so like the little extra visual tension by having it, like, I think it kind of adds to it personally, and it does balance out the colors. And I imagine too, with that cloud cover on top of that, like that light was moving really fast. Like that was probably 30 seconds later, like totally different.
There's also, it could have been compositional whack-a-mole, where if you include the edge of the lake, then you have more like snowfields that are problematic on the edge and other shit going on. So
there's another ridge
prioritizing the main forms.
just to the left of them.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Also, does ball busting?
Yeah, keep going,
count
guys.
as,
Keep going.
Does ball busting count as ball busting if you fully admit to it? Like, I don't climb mountains.
Oh, you just want to
No, if you own it, I mean,
I think we already knew that, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, we know.
surprise.
you definitely look like you
not
could
a
now,
mountain.
though, Alex.
I bet you nowadays he could
I said,
climb
oh, yeah, I was going to say, Alex, nowadays you're looking like you can.
When I was trying to get up this, I was like 30 pounds heavier, more than that maybe. But
now he's in Wisconsin, where there isn't a
also,
fucking mountain for 100
photography is a
miles.
mental game. It's all up here, man. You don't have to climb mountains to make good photos.
Exactly.
Right.
But you
But you
can.
can climb mountains
But I
and
did.
make good photos also.
Did you have to climb down in the dark?
But why take
like-
all those steps, you know?
Yeah, every night.
Oh,
Every
man.
time I come up here is going back down in the dark.
Isn't that fun?
Sounds
Yeah,
sketchy.
there's no route or anything, so it's kind of different every time you go up and down.
What? There's not like a
It's
paved trail up to this?
It's
Well, paved in
gravel,
granite.
not cement, but
my entire photography career was born out of that kind of craziness.
That's cool.
Stupid.
Love it.
I actually summited
That's
this
awesome.
a few years ago just for fun because I took my brother backpacking out here, and I was like, "Yeah, that mountain looks really cool from the top. If you want to go check it out?" So we did.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's great.
Hey, Alex, I'm not sorry, Eric, before we leave this image, did you like the way the light is only hitting the rock walls but not the scree for the majority of the whole curve of that rock saw blade? Is it like intentional, or is it just kind of what the light gave you and you kind of lucked out? Or were you kind of waiting in the field to kind of only have the light strike the rock?
There's
face?
another ridge of mountains just to the west of these, so that's a shadow from the mountains on the bottom.
So it's just kind of like it's just what the scene offered.
Yeah,
A little
it's
bit,
like-
the last bit is just like you kept the sky in check. You didn't goose the sky up at all. And so like it's there. It's like in the background, but it's not demanding attention. So the attention totally stays on that glowy rock face, which is such a great call while processing.
Well, I mean, as most people probably realize, I usually don't include the sky at all in my images. I mean, like a lot of you guys as well. So like, I only include the sky pretty much because I have to. So like with a mountain scene that juts up above the horizon, it's impossible to not have the sky in there. But at the same time, like you said, like I'm not hoping for the most crazy, dramatic, vibrant, saturated sky ever, because it'll just detract from the incredibly awesome mountain peak that's glowing.
Exactly.
It's,
But I think a lot of people try to
private
goose it
part
like that yellow orange band on the horizon. I think people maybe want to try to goose that up a little bit. I think you
push that really too far.
It was a really great call.
Eric didn't hike all the way up there to photograph the sky.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just
Like,
saying,
or that's just like,
this is for the general
that's-
audience, you know.
no, yeah. And I'm saying like people are missing the point, I think, when they do that.
Yeah.
They're like, think about what the photo's about. So,
Alex, is your microphone like changing colors?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, maybe it's this 10% since I haven't had a beer in a long time. But I'm like, oh my God, every time I look, it's like a different color.
It's slow enough that you don't know if you're going crazy or not. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for that.
Jennifer's like, "What's up?"
What are these little bits of paper
Oh my
in
God.
my beer?
Yes.
Multiple
Thanks for the
blotters.
reassurance.
Oh, that's so good.
So
I was here when he took this one.
I chose this photo for Brent because it's one of my all-time favorite landscape photos. And as I was looking through his gallery, it's like, oh, the title is Thanksgiving. I forgot about that. So it seemed even more perfect. I think this photo, it just, the arrangement of the trees, the mix of colors, the beautiful grasses, the subtlety of like choosing to include the grasses and the bushes that don't look like they have many leaves on them. I just love everything about this, and it makes me want to see this place, which I think is the ultimate, like that motivation is one of the things that I love about landscape photography, is like, I would love to be standing there seeing this for myself. So I love all of Brent's work, but this one has always stood out to me as like, I would just love to have something like this in my own body of work. And every time I go back to it, I notice something new and different. So it seems like the perfect choice for this discussion.
Killer composition, dude. Fucking
the composition.
Decided not to use it.
Yeah, so I love the shapes and how you know, because like so like what Sarah's saying, like including the grass and the bushes in the foreground, I think that works really well because the shape kind of mimics those like tufts of leaves on the trees. So it's kind of got these like round shapes throughout the image, and you know, I think that continuity kind of ties it all in. It's really well seen, man.
Thank you. I have a frame of this without the ground, and it's I don't know, kind of boring, I think.
Yeah, I could see it not working. Yeah. Or not working as well anyway.
Well, it'd be tough a key element is those curving trunks on the right. And so if you're cutting out the ground bushes entirely, then you're losing those. And they need some space to exist over there.
Yeah.
I just love the little splashes of color that are just strategically placed within the composition, especially like for me, like that little green splash in the upper center. That's just like a nice tie-in point for everything to kind of flow together. And I love the grasses is like a totally different color from everything else, so it's a nice contrast point. And the shapes of the bushes in the foreground too, like everything just works with this photo. Obviously, because I gave you $5,000 for this photo. So
this is I
helped.
hate that part. This is in the book too. I've re-edited this photo 3 times now, which is like, I don't re-edit many photos, but this is like, I don't know, one of my personal favorite photos of mine that means so much to me. And I think this is the latest version, but I remember the first version was doing stuff like, not extreme, but I did like a little bit of like stretching and like rebalancing and stuff. And then when the NLPA came out, I think I submitted this for the first year too.
Yeah, I think that was Sarah's like personal pick in the first year.
Yeah, I submitted this 2 years in a row, suckers. So then I was looking.
Strip him of his award.
I was looking through my images to think of like what to submit for the first year of NLPA, and I was like, this is one of my favorites. And I re-edited it from scratch, and like, I just remember thinking like, I was surprised at what I did the first time. I was like, this like totally works on its own and doesn't need that much editing. So thanks to the NLPA for inspiring me to do that. Those little like splotches of color, I think, were the most one of the most challenging parts of editing it. Like some of the green, that green in the top middle, and then there's like this solid rock kind of in the center, a little to the left and down from the center. That thing's like bright pink, so like it took me a while to kind of like even out some of the like saturation hot spots, if you will. And the blue's like really strong on the trunks of the trees, and I had to like go back and forth on that too.
It's in our year 1 book. There you go.
There it is.
Oh yeah, there it is. Thanks.
So what is it about this one? Like when you said this is like a super meaningful image for you, like why?
Because he was with me on a great trip.
I was gonna say it's probably not the experience because you were probably getting your balls busted nonstop because Eric was there with you. But
no, it was the experience. It was my second trip to Utah ever, which is now like my happy place. And like at the time I thought Eric was really cool, you know, like not true anymore, but
little did you know.
We didn't like plan on we didn't plan on meeting up, and just by like serendipity we were both in the same area, so decided to go on a trip together. And I just saw this and I was feeling like so grateful at just like how all the things in my life that came together to this point resulted in something like this. So
cool, dude.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's a lot of meaning.
Yeah, I mean, that foreground, it's not an afterthought. Like the way you arrange the different, where there are shrubs, like it's its own area of the photo which holds a lot of visual interest and weight. And so I think a lot of times images like this, where you may want to include the bottom grasses or foreground, to kind of like, as Alex said, they kind of see the lower sections of the trees. It's kind of like an afterthought, but like on this image, the way you arrange those shrubs, those gray blue shrubs, it just adds this whole extra layer of, just rounds up the image in a way which it's its own interest as well to look at the foreground. And that's what immediately stood out to me is the way you include the foreground and the framing. Like the left side tree, like I think the way you basically balance the foreground while excluding the lower trunk of the left side tree is brilliant to me, because I may want to include that whole left side tree down to the grasses, but that would mess up the balance in the foreground. So I think the way that compositional choice was amazing. Personally.
Cool. Thank you.
That closer bush kind of leading you in the 1, 2, 3. Like
I agree.
Happened so strong with the trunk all the way down there. Sorry, go on, Matt.
No, I was just gonna say I totally agree with Bollino. It's the composition is brave, I guess is the word. Like earlier, Sarah said quadrants.
So
right?
brave,
like instead of
courageous.
instead of thirds, right? And like you look at the foreground and it's a quadrant. It's a 1/4 of the image. And so it just proves Sarah's point. Like you don't need to follow conventions and rules. Like just do what works and what makes sense in terms of visual balance and weight and what speaks to you, and it's gonna make a better image.
There's a really controversial episode.
For sure.
I'm not comfortable with it.
There are proportions
photography
other than
misinformation.
thirds that work.
Let's put the Fibonacci circle thingy.
Yeah, exactly. The spiral fits perfectly on it because everybody just applies that to photos.
Yeah.
It makes no sense anyway.
Slap it on top. And
Finally, you guys get my composition.
Been waiting.
That's why you have the curvy trunks over there. They're like hugging the spiral.
Yeah. Yep.
if you guys
also
want,
like
I could take all you guys to this spot and you could shoot this.
We came back a couple of years later, and it looked way different.
Well, yeah, it's because Eric took a chainsaw to that curvy tree.
Well, like for
Nature
one of the
first.
reasons this works is because you have, I think, probably what are cottonwoods, and then you have some oaks in there, and then maybe some box elders, and for all of those things to be turning at the same time made this work really well. Whereas this year, like the box elders were like super late.
Yeah,
And
we saw a
the
ton of
oaks,
green on our trip, and it was like third week in November.
Yeah.
Everything's
so it's like
late.
the fact that all the trees were in sync on this particular year, like it just works particularly well because of the range of colors in the scene.
So what Sarah's
Yeah.
trying to say is that you were fucking lucky.
Absolutely.
or
Super
or
lucky.
heavy-handed.
That's right.
Yeah,
they
they're
were really
suspiciously
green, but he
harmonious.
fucking shifted the color and light 'em.
Suspiciously.
Brent's heavy-handed with that fucking shit.
Love that as
I'm super lucky. What'd you say, Alex?
I just like suspiciously harmonious as like a critic's review of the
Yeah.
image. Like,
That's so
like
good.
5 star.
That is so good.
Cause for concern how harmonious this is.
We need to see the raw files, Brent.
Matt's got him.
You're fucking with us. All
I have them.
right. Bring this.
Blackmail.
Thanks for the kind words,
Sorry,
everyone.
guys. I didn't mean to leave. The cat knocked over my beer.
Oh, that's good
Right
footage.
onto.
What?
Right onto.
Kick him out.
I know if that's not
What
bad
did you land
enough.
on
So
David's
you're
foot?
burying the cat in the backyard?
I was telling David to get in here to help me clean it up because it fell all over his cushion and his seat, and he's like raging pissed right now.
Yeah. Get him, Maui.
He's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "What do you want me to do?"
Time
sorry.
to
It's
time to
Maui's
call
fault.
It's time to
It
call
is
Ben
Maui's
Horn.
fault.
Maui's
give you a
doing the
hand.
right thing. Tell David I think Maui did great.
Oh my god!
At
Way
least
too
it
not.
wasn't like his camera sitting there or his laptop.
Yeah,
Could have been worse. It's all how you frame it.
Die.
Way not to
it's like in
completely
the
freak out.
cushion. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, he's like, it's in the cushion. He's like, how am I going to get this out? I'm like, I don't know. Figure it out.
Just leave it there.
Go.
Just let it
It'll
dry.
dry. It'll dry.
be fine.
So anyway,
like, I'm on the
You're in
show,
Death
damn
Valley.
it.
It's the driest place on earth, isn't it?
Yeah,
She was
exactly.
just like, I love how she was just like, I'll just be right back, you guys. But really, like the world was ending.
There was chaos.
Yeah.
Jennifer's like, I'm a major contributor to the show. Fuck. Do something.
That is unacceptable.
Fucking working over here.
Yeah.
So
Trying to
big budget production.
fuck.
I was like, can you clean it outside? Like, I'm kind of
Show's
busy.
falling apart without me.
Yeah.
You're such a diva.
That is dude,
Talking about
that was so good.
shit.
Sarah, that's it. Total diva. Jennifer.
You know.
Why didn't you
That was
just have
so good.
fucking Kingham take over?
Yeah, he needs to step up. He needs to step up his game.
Come on.
He's outside
Kingham.
probably swearing at me right now. Like, yeah.
He's like that.
He's
She
probably
did
at
me.
like,
She did me dirty.
You could probably dry stuff out overnight over there.
he's
probably
probably at
like-
the dump station dumping fresh water on it. So, yeah.
He's probably like, fucking Brews and Views, always taking my time.
When's that fucking show gonna end?
Yeah, exactly. They're hijacking my lady.
Anyway,
Oh my
the
gosh.
tragedy is, though, she dumped out the rest of it, so I'm so sad.
Oh, the whole thing.
I know.
Oh, that
I
sucks.
only had like this much left, but still, that was the
Holy
last one.
shitballs, Mike DiMeola. What the
Dude,
fuck
Mike
is
D
that?
dropping
Sarah,
this.
you opened up a can of worms with this one because he's not going to shut the fuck up about it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this one was mine
Boys and
too.
girls.
Get ready
Here
for
we
a
go.
25-minute monologue.
We got two
we go.
selections, so I feel very special. So when Mike was in Greenland, like looking at his stories and seeing like how huge the landscape is, and there's another photo on his Instagram page right now with a little tiny boat and these crazy massive mountains. And I love that you also did small stuff too. And so this one in particular caught my eye because I love the range of light, like how the light is traveling through the scene. The range of blues is beautiful. And then just like the little drip just adds that little interesting detail. And then also the little sparkles in the reflection. So it's just like, I like all of those details came together really nicely. And I like that you did the big stuff and the small stuff and the in-between stuff when you were in that very dramatic landscape.
I love
Yeah,
that.
awesome.
It's not
Thank you.
dribble.
This is stunning.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it took. I was just
can't
firing
wait
trying to
to
get
talk.
that drop like like probably like 30 or 40 frames before I got the timing right on that drop. But
Drop is
it was
perfect.
cool. Yeah, it was just backlit chunk of ice. It was about the size of like a refrigerator,
Taking a
and then
piss,
just the
little
way
piss
the light was
dribble.
coming through it. Yep.
Tripod? Or were you on like a moving boat?
No. I was on the shore actually. These are all. There's a bunch of chunks of ice washed up on shore, and so this was in about 3 inches of water. I
How
can't
big
remember
is
whether I was
the
using
ice?
a trap.
A refrigerator.
It's like
You
a
listen?
refrigerator size. Yeah. I mean, you're only seeing a small portion of it, obviously, but all of the ice was all kind of similar in size. But yeah, it just as the sun was setting, it just lined up perfectly, and it's just kind of like 3 layers of ice, and the color just changed as the light was coming through it. So
The 3 different hues of the light going through, like the kind of greenish blue, but then you get that purplish blue. That's awesome enough. But then the reflection makes 3 more different hues.
Well, and like the
6,
slightly
and then the
purple
water.
like triangle on the right side, the negative space.
Yeah, and the water too. Like, I don't know. It's just so cool how many different colors you got out of one light source, in one image.
yeah, it was
It's
definitely
it's all
lucky.
the same element in there. It's just water and ice. Like, it's all water. But you get like 7
Yeah.
colors out of it. That's so cool.
It's just
Sounds-
hydrogen and
appreciate it.
oxygen.
2 parts.
Just fucking elements, man. Just atoms. Photons.
Yeah, that little ripple.
No.
Oh my goodness.
All right, DiMeola, first of all, fuck
Yeah,
you.
dude.
This fucking image is sick.
It's pretty
What Alex just said times 10, like but for me, that little ripple with the drop in it is just like chef's kiss.
It
like
makes
that
it.
is So, like, yeah, I mean, even without that, it would be a good photograph. But with that, it's just like, oh my God, dude, just timing and like I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but like the reflection of the hues is like, they're totally different colors. Like, it's crazy.
Said that.
That's what I'm saying. The reflection gave you 3 different colors.
Yeah,
what the ice is. So then, like,
so there's
it's
6.
wild.
It's insane.
3 plus
7
7.
when you count the water.
Yeah,
Also, it's as big as a refrigerator. We can just keep.
and I'm so jealous,
Reiterate.
jealous that you got to do that. Got to do that trip. That's
Yeah, that trip was insane.
shameless plug, but that's a Munich workshop.
Is it like a garage beer mini fridge refrigerator, or like a French door, like freezer door size?
No, I would say somewhere in between. I would say like the largest mini refrigerator you can imagine. So not quite full size.
Dude, when you sent that to us,
The largest mini.
when you sent that to the team, I went and smoked a cigarette. This is the real deal.
That is the best compliment you can get on an image.
That's
I
right.
made Paul Bowman smoke a cigarette after watching it.
And I don't fucking smoke.
He hates cigarettes.
He had to get
Fucking
the
hate
fucking
it.
belt out. He got the belt out for it.
Maybe.
Oh man,
Is that about right?
Yeah, that was sick, dude. That was like early on too, and we're just like
It was.
following.
That's what I was just about to say. It was like I had been on ground in Narsusuak for like 30 minutes when we shot.
Yeah,
when I
the
shot
first
this.
image you posted.
And
Dude, it was so
It
early
was.
on.
And it was like it probably is. I mean, I haven't gone through. I have thousands to go through, but it's probably going to be definitely the best image of the trip for sure.
I was expecting a better story, but
Yeah, no. The story is that it was just right away, and then everything was downhill from there.
The sea was angry, my friends.
Yeah, it was at times.
I reached down.
he shot this one and he just celebrated the rest of the time, just getting wasted every day.
You're not wrong.
So Mike, you got this, then you got a crazy Aurora display
The Aurora.
within the first 1 or 2 days,
good call.
correct?
It was the same. Yeah, that Aurora was about 2 hours after this.
You guys had this crazy beginning to your trip. which
Yeah,
looked to
and
be
then
beyond
pretty much no Aurora the rest of the time.
But still,
Yeah, it was nuts.
yeah. And you processed it and actually posted it from Greenland, correct?
Yeah, I was on the boat. I just processed it. Yeah, so I'm going to reprocess all of those. This is the only one I won't reprocess because I actually really did almost nothing to this. But the other ones, like especially the Northern Lights ones, I'm going to reprocess because the color on my laptop, it was a brand new laptop. It wasn't calibrated, so they're looking all kind of wonky. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like the again framing, perfect framing, like balance,
like a 60/40
top bottom balance is
thing.
perfect
Yeah.
for me.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that was. I did play around with a couple of different ways because obviously it's cropped from a 2x3 to 4x5, but I played around with a couple of different crops, but kind of worked this way.
Well, I think the line of the actual like shore of the ice, so to speak, leads like lower left to upper right, so it makes sense to have more room up top. Like that's the direction.
Alex, you're kind of quiet.
Yeah, did you unplug your microphone? Where's the lava mic?
The lava mic.
Oh, it's facing the wrong way. Okay,
There you go. Now you're fine.
And
The
Say all
lava
of that
mic.
again. We haven't heard you for the last 20 minutes.
verbatim.
You want me to say that again? Oh, just that.
No, we heard it.
Okay, you heard it.
Yeah.
It's getting distraction to those that are tripping balls right now.
What the fuck?
I got all turned around when I tried showing my big mini fridge. I was like, what the fuck is a big mini fridge? I'm like, that's what's in this camper, actually. It's a really large mini fridge.
Yes.
It's like 4x3. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate
Well,
it.
it looks about 4x5.
Hey,
Oh, that
It's
was,
dope.
yeah.
It's dope, dude. Super dope.
so Mike, are you gonna release are you gonna drop a big gallery from Greenland, or are you just gonna?
I don't know, dude. If I do, it's not going to, it would take me probably a year to get that all together. So I'll probably do a little bit of both. I'll probably throw a handful out here and there. I haven't even touched them because I wanted to get a few fall images from Vermont this year that I had. So I kind of got those done. And so now I'm starting to edit the Greenland photo. So
you should do
throw a couple out and then a big gallery at one point.
You should do like a little ebook or something, dude. That'd be sick. Yeah,
if I have enough that I like to do that, I might. It's it is like kind of what Sarah was saying. Like my camera's pointed at the ground the entire time. I mean, the diversity of like the small scenes there, and I just don't shoot big scenes that much, and so it would be a lot of that. A lot of it's kind of unrecognizable as being Greenland. Yeah, I mean, it's like
that'd be dope.
It'd be an ebook about Greenland, but it's like the ground on Greenland. So.
That's awesome.
That's part of the story of Greenland.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be so sick.
That sounds fucking terrible to me.
Yeah, you should make it into a project. That'd be so good.
Everybody that was on the trip was all like kind of, big grand landscape, and they're so good at doing it. And it was like nonstop, like busting my balls. Like I'm up there, like just gorgeous sunlight and huge mountains and stuff, and I'm pointing straight at the ground, and they're all flying their drones and stuff.
Yeah, you didn't
bring
a drone?
Awesome stuff too. No, I did. I got a ton of drone stuff.
Do any of them have this image? Was anyone shooting this with you?
No, they don't. They don't.
Hey man, good
you
for
didn't
you.
point it out to them. You didn't share.
Let them have their shit.
Good for you. No, I mean, their stuff's awesome. Like it was all good natured. Like they're awesome photographers, no doubt.
Dude, did you? I don't know if anyone has seen that video footage that Nate in the Wild put out from the helicopter ride out, but it's fucking insane. I was like, oh my god, I have to go right now.
Yeah, check it out. It was nuts. Like that helicopter. The helicopter ride was awesome because it was just like the timing was perfect. It was amazing light, and it was like it was at the end of our trip, so we had spent a ton of time there. And you're like, okay, like I feel like I've seen a lot of like this part of Southeast Greenland or Southwest Greenland, and then it's like you fly over that, and you're like, holy shit! Like I've seen like 1/10 of like 1% of what's out there. Like there was just so many mountain lakes and like it was insane. But yeah, watch his video. He got some great footage from the helicopter. You
guys are riding in helicopters on a yacht and fucking tanks. It's like a CIA mission or something.
Jeez,
yacht is being very generous.
Yo! It's Brews and Views YouTube revenue.
Yeah,
that's right. Fuck yeah, yeah.
Flew private.
We sent him on an exploration journey.
That's right.
Fucking Mike.
Research.
Yep.
Research. Yeah, no. To call that boat that we were on a yacht is fucking generous. That thing was a constant source of problems. We probably lost at least a day and a half because of that fucking boat of like good shooting. But whatever, it is what it is.
Paul, what do you got there, Paul?
Oh, fuck you guys.
That's Brews.
San Tinieblas dos.
Dude.
Did you get through the 3?
Oh, an hour ago.
Dude, crushed it. I love it.
This thing right here, this root and branch collab that Bollino hit yesterday.
So good.
This thing right here is, I thought it might be a little bit hot. It was just released yesterday, but fuck, dude.
Not green at all?
No, it's so good. It's ready to go. Bollino?
That's the hazy. I haven't had it yet.
Yeah, pull
the trigger. Triple.
At the West Coast is really good though. A little green.
Oh, that 6s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I did, yeah. I think it can age like another week or two, but it's good.
The hops are green? What are you guys talking about?
No, so like green is just like it's too fresh. Like it needs to mellow out a little bit more. Like they can stuff like a week early so that the beer will finish in the can. Like it still needs more time to ferment and rest before it's like drinkable. So typically if you drink it within like a week of canning, just an IPA where they jam pack it with hops, it'll be a little green. Like, yeah.
Young.
that recommendation you had, Bennett?
Yeah.
On,
Darkness at Noon.
Darkness at Noon.
Yeah.
Absolutely showstopper. That was the best one they had on tap.
I'm glad you got to try that shit finally.
It's like kind of like an oat wheat IPA or something weird, kind of like.
That's very typical for East Coast. Like Fidens, and other half does like all oats for their IPAs.
Oh, is that right?
Different, way different profile. So good.
Yeah.
This makes it softer, more pillowy, a little
Less
thicker.
sweet. It's really good.
Yeah. Bollino was, he got caught up in the moment and was like, he bred a funnel. It was weird. I was like, I'll support you, dude.
Yeah. I mean, this 10% is easy to funnel.
I was like, this guy's a savage. Freaking silent assassin.
That's right. Let's shotgun him. Hey, Nor.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some stories about this when we're done.
I can't wait to hear
When
it.
we're done.
When we're done with the episode, or when everybody's done talking about it?
Did you grab it from Instagram by chance?
When everyone's done talking about it.
I actually got it off your website.
Dude, this is so dope.
I know. This
my
was like
favorite.
such a no-brainer. Like when I saw you post this on Instagram, I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" In fact, I think that's exactly what I commented.
You wouldn't shut the fuck up about it for a week.
This is such a fucking insane photo. Yeah, I did. I mean, it was just, I don't know. Like, what can I possibly say about this? I mean, this is like such a fucking stunning photo, and like the way the light is, I'm dying to know like what like the conditions were like when you were there, and like how the light was setting up and all that. But the light is managed perfectly. I mean, it looks like the falls are just disappearing into nothing. And the way the trees are backlit, it's just such an engaging image.
Well,
definitely one of my favorite images I've seen in a long, long time.
Remember when you came on the thing with me and Bill?
Yeah.
And we were out in the meadow?
Yeah.
And I made that black and white thing with the two sides framing it and the two trees kind of receding in the back. It's the same shit. It's just a different time, different place.
Yeah.
So like, and there happened to be a lineup with a waterfall. Like the beautiful thing is
no
you're talking
water
about the
when we were
conditions.
there.
This is that was fall. So this is spring, but the conditions are just any clear day, right time, right place. And that can be anywhere in Yosemite with any set of trees, which is why I love it so much. Like this shit happens all the time, and it's so untapped because everyone's going to the same spots. Like they're lightning rods to keep people away from this shit. And this is actually from a very popular place, just no one's ever seen it before.
Well, because everyone's probably like, oh, the fucking trees are in the way.
Yeah.
Like the number of people that stop here, and then the number of people that are like, holy shit, when they see the image. It's like, it just blows my mind with like the level of visitation that place gets. Yeah. So the conditions aren't, I mean, it's just a blue sky day. The conditions are the time of year and the time of day, because it's a very particular lineup. And I was just driving by one morning and saw it, and then came back the next day to like be ready for it. Another thing is I had to stand on top of my truck to get clear. So maybe that's another, if someone did see it, they'd have obstructions in the way.
Right. That's insane. It's such a good photo.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's incredible.
We know how tall your truck is because of the lights on the top.
The lights on the top.
Yeah, the roof lights.
So we'll be able to recreate this. We know exactly how tall.
Well, actually, I would have liked to be taller. So now if I had my truck camper, I could be... this isn't LLPA compliant because there was a little like branch sticking into the lower left corner that I could not get around. No matter how good of a photographer I was, I couldn't get around it. So I had to fake it,
Chainsaws would work. Then it would be an LPA compliant.
Okay.
Right, nature second.
I feel like this is like the exact. This is the moment that I need to interject because this photograph was sent to me. I was in a discussion with somebody on Instagram about photo manipulation and editing and cloning stuff out, blah 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 blah. And he was like, "Well, how do you feel about this recent Bridal Veil Falls photo that Alex Noriega posted? I was just there, and there's no way you can get that photograph without cloning out like half the trees and blah, 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 blah." And I was like, bro, I don't even know. I wasn't there. Do you have a photograph you can share? And it just shows like the fact that you got on top of your truck to get a cleaner line of sight tells me everything I need to know.
With the tripod at max height, the FLM, so that's another 68 inches on top of the truck.
Right. Yeah. Like no, I believe you, but like that's my point is like people don't believe amazing photographs anymore, and that's just sad to me.
Okay, good point. Yeah. But I would just tell him to think outside he's like, "Oh, I can't get around those." I'm like, "Well, how would you get around them? Like you'd walk across the river and go behind them? Like that's a possibility, right?"
Yeah.
Maybe no one was maybe no one was brave enough to walk across the river and walk behind some trees, or Like, what if you had a really tall tripod? I don't know. It's just so, like, the fact that people go straight to an accusation of this must not be.
It's fucked up.
It's because they want an
like, there was
excuse
something
for
in my frame, but
sucking.
like, it barely.
Well, human
in the
nature,
corner,
though.
you know?
I don't think it's fucked up. I think it's just indicative of the times we live in. But like,
they just want
I
an
trust
excuse
you,
to not have to like rise to the same level.
Was he there, like in spring? This was
this is somebody.
Because I just posted it.
This is somebody who goes there all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna go back with. The
was it William Neal?
Now that I have,
it was Bill, huh?
It was
that son of a bitch.
The bastard.
Throwing
I swear to God, next spring I'm gonna shoot it again to show that
do a behind the scenes video.
You don't have to fake it. You know, like there was another 4 feet on my truck now, and now I can do it. Like
no, but I don't mean to put you in like
no.
defensive.
It's just
Alex,
like no, I'm not defending myself. I'm just like it's so obnoxious that someone would see that as like, oh, you can't do this because
and it's not the first time we've heard something like that.
You can't do this because there's an obstacle that like I can't figure out in camera. It's like you couldn't figure it out in camera. It's impossible unless you do a very specific thing or you're just okay with a small amount of cloning. Like
right.
I don't know.
Anyways, I was like
mindset to me.
I was like, well, there's no way that you can get a photo this clean and like clone out like 60% of the photograph.
No,
like,
yeah,
I guess
I'm
like
sorry to whoever
fill.
that is, but that's dumb. Like I could never generate these trees the way that. Yeah.
Anyways, I will capitalize on my time to say, fucking amazing work, Alex. Like for me, what makes this image work so well is the fact that you have the shadows have detail in them. I feel like a lot of people like to crush the shadows and how you have these like just tiny details in the rocks and the shadows. To me, like that accentuates everything else. That's of course amazing. So awesome work.
Thank you. I was asking if it came off my website because on Zoom, I feel like it's pretty washed out, and it's supposed to be
stupid.
like it's supposed to be like just the hint of detail. And I think my website, I like
don't worry,
point over a little.
I'll bring it into Photoshop. I'll throw a few adjustmants on there. I'll make it look. Really
I don't
nice
trust you to make any adjustments. You just leave it out.
This is your edit, right, Eric? This is your edit right here.
Yeah, I fixed a few things.
Stamp out the watermark.
Yeah. Crazy good image. Also, like, I love the way the brightest part of the water is right in the center of the opening in the trees.
Yeah.
The way you kind of handle that, the gradation of like the brightness value, that's like just perfect. Like so well done.
Yeah.
Like that's just like thinking the image through as you're processing and thinking and thinking and thinking, and it's a very subtle change to the processing maybe, but it's actually incredibly important and effective in the whole image.
Thank you. Yes, that was intentional.
It was or was not?
Was, yeah.
Yeah, I figured so.
But I mean, it's still pretty straight, I think. It's like really...
Yeah. It's not
like
obvious
some very
first.
Basic dodging and burning, I guess, is what you'd call it. Selective dodging and burning. But like not much, you know?
But even if it wasn't straight, it'd still be okay.
Yeah. No, it's okay to not be straight. That is totally okay with me. I got no problem with that. Thanks. It's just that it's like you're inviting that sort of discussion anytime it's like an icon, right? Like something. Yeah. It's not an iconic composition, but that's why people are like trying to pick it apart. Like, oh, I didn't see that. I was there. I didn't see that. It's like it's not just about being there. Like, there's this kind of mentality that it's like that all of nature photography is like a checklist, and you just go to the place and you get the shot. And now you go to a new place and get a different one. And it's like there's infinite possibility everywhere. And I think it kind of I say this because the same thing has happened to me. Like I have a Painted Hills shot that was really snowy, and I had not seen any before that point. And I had someone like angrily email me to say that you couldn't get the shot because like without walking on the hills. I'm like, actually you can. Like I was behind the sign that says don't walk on the hills, and he was like arguing with me over email that I must have walked on the hills. And like people get mad that they were there and didn't do it or didn't see it or thought they couldn't do it. And it's like nobody's making that argument if it's just a shot of the trees, but because Bridalveil Falls is there.
Right.
Just weird. Like people get testy about icons.
And feel the need to make their opinion known.
Yeah. Like these people have so much time on their hands.
Yeah.
You know, like,
why does that concern
I
you?
don't have the time to think about
Yeah.
writing an email to you about this crap.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
It's like, good life.
I was trying to be a little more
Yeah.
diplomatic, but I guess I feel like
Get a life, you fucking
Like you read
loser.
your
I love it.
he could
Feel
watch the
like-
show. I don't know.
Yeah. just to be clear, like the guy I was talking about wasn't like being negative about you, Alex. It was just more like, hey, what do you think about this? Because I feel like he cloned out some trees, which obviously you didn't, but he
Well,
wasn't
I
saying
did.
Alex
A
Noriega
branch,
fakes all his
basically.
photographs. But I'm just saying, like, he's a cool dude. That's all.
Yeah.
And there's trees in the shadow which are there, and like again, bringing up your point, Matt, around like how he leaves in these little very subtle details, like in the depths of those shadows and right and left of those center trees, you can make out trees, but he handled it so well. So he kind of,
Oh,
in the
for
shadow,
sure.
not lit up. It's just like,
Yeah.
beautifully composed, and he took advantage of the light, and he processed it perfectly.
For sure. And like,
approach-
I feel like most people are going to be surprised when they hear me say this, but I feel like, if it's an effective image, if you had to clone out like a crazy ton of trees to pull it off, like, who cares? Like, it's an amazing, like,
Well-
you visualize the final image. That's a whole separate image from like lying about what you did, which you didn't. And anyways, that's a
Yeah.
whole other thing.
The other thing is this actually happened whether there was a branch in the way or not, like that's
Right.
Yeah.
That
like
was there.
it's truthful to the light and the waterfall and the lineup, and like that happens. It's just a matter of, can I be tall enough to get over this?
Right. Totally. Of course.
So I don't really see it. Like, I personally would not clone out 60% of the image to make an image anymore. I feel like I used to force everything and like try to make it happen, but now I'm just too lazy, or I'm like, that's not satisfying to like totally create it on the computer. But if it's an unsolvable problem in the field, like just an annoyance, then just do whatever you need to, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to
see-
for NLPA.
In my case, I just
I'll have to
like,
reshoot it
find
if I want
something
it in
else.
NLPA.
If I see anything that's better than my stuff, I just assume it must be fake.
Yes.
Oh man.
Here we go again.
Cheaty hooty.
Look at this.
Yes.
I
This is
love
sick.
this.
The
I'd buy
funny
it all
thing
if they
about
added
this
distance on it.
this is one of the ones I was out on the fence of leaving out of that portfolio. Like,
Wow.
That always happens to me. Like, I'll release a gallery and everybody's favorite image was the one that was like on the cutting board.
yeah, it was the last one that I decided to put in. So it's interesting that whoever chose it liked
I
it.
chose it because, this is what Eric was saying. He didn't want a lot of me talking about my image and then me talking about your image in a row. Should have reorganized the slideshow, man.
I was working on it, but since you gave them to me last minute, I just didn't have a lot of time. Things were dragging on. Paul was getting too drunk. Needed to start.
Well, I just loved, I saw your White Sands portfolio and saw so much of the simplicity that I think I would aim for and that I would expect. And then this, I just liked all the additional context, but that there's still so much mystery, like as you follow the frame back, that it leads to what you'd expect White Sands to be, which is just all white, like the pastel simplicity. But I don't know, just it's rare to see everything working together instead of like a single yucca bush amidst some layers, like to have a full on scene there, I think. And to combine that with atmosphere, I just loved it, like how it just fades into the sky back there.
Yeah, I love those layers back there, how you don't really notice them until you look at it for a few seconds. They just kind of emerge from the atmosphere, the dust.
Yeah, I like the motion in this. Like, you have the curve and then it goes back to those layers, and I almost appreciate it. It reminds me of like a little story. The little bushes seem to be in their own lane, almost like a racetrack or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I like that. It's cute.
Have you been there before, Jennifer?
I have. I was there let's see. I was a junior in college getting my geology degree, and I had just a point and shoot camera, and I was not into photography, but I have not been back since. So I hope someday to make it back with new eyes.
So I'll just say this. This is meant to be a compliment for Sarah, but these little racetrack swirly whirlies are everywhere in White Sands, but like most people don't notice them. And the way that Sarah composed them here with the fading, like the way that the scene fades from bottom to top, and then obviously the classic Sarah like swooping like composition is just amazing. And I think most photographers that visit this park, they would not try to photograph the scene. And that's what I love about Sarah's work, is that she photographs like things that most people would find like boring or mundane, and she makes them look spectacular. So boom.
I was here in 2017, and I specifically remember seeing those textures and thinking like, I'm going to avoid those. Like, I literally did that. They're fantastic here. And I think I've changed since then, but I remember doing that.
That's
going
amazing.
to avoid those.
Brent's like, fuck that shit.
Actually, well, obviously Sarah is right in photographing them. They're so good. I set up a tent on them too, and the tent fell over in the middle of the night.
Backpacking permit.
Yeah, tent fell over, and it was really funny.
You can't get backpacking permits anymore. The
That's
first
so
time I
sad.
went, we backpacked, and it was so much easier.
Is that because they made it a national park, or was that before that? Or
no, it was COVID. They took them away during COVID and never brought them back.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It's so magical. Like you can walk on it barefoot. It's like super comfy, and like so you have like your backpack and no shoes on. It just feels so good.
I mean, you could still walk on it without shoes if you weren't backpacking, right?
With a backpack.
With a backpack on your back, even.
Yeah. You can still do that. You can still do that, but just you better not sleep. If you sleep, we're gonna.
If you fall asleep, boy, mister, we're gonna be hot. That's what
I feel like White Sands is like so underrated. Bowman and I were talking about White Sands earlier. Like this photo behind me is from White Sands, and I just, for people who like minimalistic scenes, like there's so much potential there. It's amazing.
It seems tough because it seems so like not monotonous, but just there's not like that many subjects, right?
It's deceiving how boring it feels, but like once you walk, I don't know, like a mile or two in, it's just like whew, it's endless. Like honestly, if you have like overcast skies at all, like you could spend an entire day there and just like what did you say, Bowman, about the poison ivy? Like it's like that. Like juicy rod or whatever.
P-oak on his D-oak.
It's like that.
I don't even know.
Well, in a way, it's like the emptiness can be the subject here too.
Yes,
like that's
exactly.
like really the feeling that I get when I look at this. Like Sarah used
Like
lines
space.
and everything to make it like digestible, but really what it's conveying is this open space.
Well, you need that to convey what's happening back there. Otherwise, it wouldn't look like much, or you wouldn't really understand. Like you need the context to see how open it is back there.
So is this like a dust storm plus some light breaking through, like at the same time? That's really cool.
So it was during a dust storm.
Sick.
So some softness, but then enough direct light on the unappealing textures.
I'm always going to think of Brent saying that now when I see these things.
Yeah. Ugh.
Well,
Avoid this.
I don't know what
You
you're gonna say.
bastard.
Oh, I
You
hate these
bastard.
graceful curves. It's on my photo.
Yes.
Suspiciously harmonious. I don't. It's coming together too well.
It's like a gay guy walking into a strip club. He's like, ugh.
Wow.
you don't know what kind of strip club.
Yeah, it could be a gay club.
Yeah.
Maybe he actually likes it, and he's just like his
Yes.
default reaction is no, but then he thinks about it. It's like, wait a second, I like these curves.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Hey,
Sand,
Matt's now regular. All right, figure it out.
Well, it's such a cool moment. That's why I had to ask. It just
Matt has to be like so rigid on his podcast. When he comes on here, he just fucking lets loose everything that's going on in his mind, all the horrible shit he can't say.
Dude, I fucking love
platform.
it. Yeah,
He comes
He's
on
a
here and
fucking
just dumps it on. Just dumps
Dude,
it
he's
on
a
us.
tiger. He's
Getting
a
our
fucking
shit taken
tiger.
off YouTube.
Like toxic
videos
waste
taken down.
trying to drag you down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like hey, shit's gonna land where shit is gonna land.
That's how it is, man.
Doesn't want to say it on his own show. He'll come pollute ours.
Thank you for the feedback, everybody. It's like I said, I almost left this one out of the portfolio, so it's always interesting to hear that maybe my judgment isn't always great.
It's super dope, Sarah.
Oh, I was very lukewarm on the waterfall photo when I first looked at my set too. I just feel like that always happens.
Can I just say, Sarah, you are way too fucking humble. Like your photography is like top 5, and every time you're like, "Oh, thank you. I didn't think it was that good." I'm like, "Come on!" And actually,
Hey, I don't mind.
I listened
the
to a
rest
Hidden
of us a
Brain
chance.
podcast about this. Like you shouldn't be humble about stuff you're fucking really good at. Like, take ownership.
Well, the only reason, so I like my photography way more than I used to. With that particular one, though, it was just like it was very much on the fence, and I liked it,
put
but
the
then I
blow-up
thought
doll
there
away.
are all these like.
Sarah, give us one of these. Hey, catch up, bitches. That's all I need. Just say, "Hey, catch up, bitches," and next fucking photo.
I cannot imagine Sarah saying those words.
Certainly not on a recording.
Yeah.
Did you learn to like that one? Did it grow on you later?
No, I liked it instinctually, but then I picked it apart thinking like, oh, these are reasons. Because so like I'm trying to travel more in the direction of how Alex curates his work, where he is what is the like kill your children? Is that what people call it? Like where
Kill your darlings.
Whoa.
yeah, like where you
Alex is a good guy.
But
Like Alex.
He doesn't have any
Alex
kids.
is
Who knows what
legit.
happened to them?
Hey, it's cool, dude.
like the tight editing. Like I have a really hard time with that. So I'm trying to do more of that. So that was one of those ones where I'm thinking like, well, would somebody like Alex include this? Maybe not, because I can pull out all of these flaws with the composition.
And yeah,
So
Alex
it's
picked
funny
it out.
that Alex picked it. Yeah.
No,
Well, I think that
This isn't a therapy session for me and my photography issues. So.
Oh, it's just fascinating.
No. Like I have the same exact problem. Like every time I edit a photo, I'm like channeling people who I think about, like, oh, what would Sarah think of this? What would Alex think of this? Like, but like I feel like there's a part of that that's not healthy, and so I don't know. Like, just trust your instincts, and if you think it's good and it's like represents who you are and like what you're good at, then just own it and like put a stake in the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if you were thinking about Alex's multicolored microphone, and you were like,
It's hot.
this is dude, that thing is blazing right now.
I'm sorry.
It's really distracting, actually.
Dude,
Distracting.
What's the point of that?
That's another level.
It's fun.
I don't know where you got that, but that's gonna be
yeah.
a staple.
It's a HyperX.
Yeah.
On Windows, I have control software that I like tone down the brightness, but it's plugged into a Mac right now, so it has no.
Dude,
control.
it's fucking
It's just
money.
out of control, man.
It's money. It's money as fuck.
That version costs like $100 extra, and you got it just for that.
No, I got it because you can dim it, and the regular version, the light is just either on or off max brightness.
Yeah.
And
I think-
it was obnoxious that it costs more.
Go Bolo.
Just going back to that conversation, like from like 20 seconds ago, like the whole idea of like you want to be more like Alex and kind of like kill your children, but it's also like where does that balance fall between perfection, like striving for perfection, and being like, this is an amazing image, which is worthy on its own merit to be included in a collection or as a single release. Like that's kind of like
I'm trying to be more like Sarah. I'm trying to be a little more loose and like
there's
have a wider
balance to
collection.
find, right?
Like, and not be like, oh, this has one little flaw, I can't include it, or it doesn't. It's not like the most amazing image on its own, but it works well in a collection. Like, I'm trying to include more.
So if you're trying to be like her and she's trying to be like you,
we need a Freaky Friday situation. Yeah.
You're becoming more like yourself.
I mean, I feel like the antidote is almost like defending a thesis. Like if you can stand in front of a group of people with your photograph and say, here's why I think this photograph is good. Here's why I was drawn to composing it this way. And if you can do that, that's great. And if there's things, if you like emulate that process and you do that and there's things that you want to fix, then maybe fix those things. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the process.
But what about the unfixable things? Like, is it okay to include an image which you know for yourself there's something which is hanging you up where like you see it, and can you like not like fix it?
I don't know about you, Bollino, but
like a major thing. I'm talking like a little nitpick here.
Yeah, no, like I've been like channeling some Richard Martin and purposely including.
Everyone's trying to be like somebody else. We're all a bunch of imposters. You're trying to be like Richard Martin.
No, but like Wabi Sabi is like really, it's a really cool concept. Like, I don't know if you follow Wabi Sabi, but like you purposely inject imperfections into your artwork because, and I
like chaos.
They're like perfect imperfections, you know, it's like intentional. It's not just.
Yes. Like I had a photo that I kind of like from my last fall photography trip that I don't think anyone else likes, but I purposely put this bright yellow clump of aspens in the upper left corner because it's so distracting and imperfect from the rest of the photograph. And the rest of it is like bare trees and like skeleton trees and stuff like that. And I did that on purpose because I feel like it, I don't know, just tied everything together that way. And I don't know if it works or not, but like I did it on purpose and that's what matters to me. It doesn't? Yeah, fuck you, Eric Bennett.
Well, that's probably like one of the best conversations we've had. It's too bad it's at the end of the episode because nobody watches all the way through. So like people are going to miss out on this.
And after the last episode we did, only like 5 people probably watch this show still.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
We had Peter Lick on. He said like really offensive shit. It was a total disaster.
That wasn't wild
either.
Oh, crikey. Put a moon in their photo, I might.
Yeah, the best one was
Peter was out of control.
Walking out of a pub, bleary-eyed, looking for a prossie or whatever the fuck he said.
Bleary-eyed.
Oh my God!
Disaster.
Oh God!
Hey, we gotta get this. We gotta get this team right here on the Halloween episode. That'd be the shit.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Got a year to
so
prepare
good.
your
You need to pay me and Jennifer.
Yeah,
No,
I think so
you all,
too.
well, you all have to come.
Yeah, we will.
It'd be so good. You have to. It was so fun. You have to do it.
I don't think Bennett's liver is gonna last that long.
He's.
Yeah, well,
You're one to
it's an
talk,
Olympic
dude.
form.
So.
Did you hear what he said
Like-
earlier? I just have this stout sitting on my fucking desk right here.
That's fucking Bennett. Dude, he's got it in his holster.
He's like,
Your
Exactly.
Australian accent. I was telling David, I'm like, oh my God, he's in the wrong profession. Like, he should be acting. Like, I was very impressed.
fucking killed it.
I was in
Yeah,
Canada
it's like-
for a week straight before that.
Funny looking.
Yeah, he was in costume for a month.
He was
I
like,
mean, we're
I was taking
he
sleeping
fucking-
pills to go to
Dude, we're not
bed.
even kidding.
dude,
This fucking guy was in the bush.
Daniel Day-Lewis that shit.
Yeah, he was in the bush.
He kept
funny,
doing it
I
on
just,
our hike and just like stayed in character. Like half
I'm
the
like,
time.
bro,
watched,
it's getting old.
I just watched Tropic Thunder today, and that's like the premise of the
Classic.
entire movie.
Shut up, dude. You watched Tropic Thunder today?
Today, for the first time, because I've always seen clips. And I'm like, I've never actually seen it.
First time you've
I've
never seen it before?
Tropic Thunder
Oh my
start to
God.
finish.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
like,
that's
I was
What's
like
wrong
last
with
time.
you?
Never
Dude.
a full retard.
Exactly.
You
Dude,
guys
that's
just
so good.
describing the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
That's
homework
such a good
assignment?
fucking movie.
Your homework assignment, Jennifer Renwick, is to go watch Tropic Thunder. It's
You
fucking
haven't seen it?
amazing.
Jennifer,
No, I haven't seen it.
shut your mouth.
I've never even heard of whatever you guys are talking about.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god!
Thank
Oh.
you, Sarah.
You guys, Bowman
Philip,
Okay, hey.
all the time.
We're gonna do a movie critic. This is unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Oh my god! What is happening?
Unbelievable.
it's directed by Ben Stiller. Robert Downey Jr. plays a black guy.
Yeah, that's the
but his character's actually Australian, which is fine. And he's like acting the whole time.
Dude, how about Jack Black?
No.
Jack Black is so good. He's looking for blow the whole movie.
Dude, Tom Cruise's character is amazing.
Heroin.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, Tom Cruise, Lex Grossman. Yeah, I've seen all of that. I knew all the characters over the years, and I've seen all the clips and the gifs.
Dude, that movie is instant classic. I'm gonna go.
I watched the whole.
Watch it again.
I watched the whole movie in Yellowstone, waiting for the road to open, like after an avalanche. And as soon as the movie ended, the road opened. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, it's gonna be a good fucking day."
So is this a
Divine
movie that you? Yeah, like, do you watch it fully sober, or do you? Yeah, thank you.
Any mental state.
I was sober.
I mean, it would be funny. You could, if it's funny enough, you could. But
you go anyway.
I don't know.
A little better.
It's meta.
Jennifer,
it's a little meta.
You got options.
That's always good. Yeah, I'll take that.
We know how you roll, Jennifer.
I would go deep if I were you, though. I would go, hey, what? I'm gonna go into this thing.
Right, like some microdose of fucking LSD.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the paint hard.
Yeah, you can't appreciate a good piece of art without, I don't know, putting up walls between your consciousness.
That's why Jennifer's gonna be high.
That's why Jennifer's
going hard in the paint.
Oh my god!
I love your.
Alex, how many Diet Cokes were you on when you watched it?
I was pretty hopped up on caffeine.
Bottles lying everywhere.
Just cans lined up.
Paul with his aphorism.
Noriega's like, I'm fucking on one.
Wait, are you in Diet Coke right now?
Nice.
I gotta balance out the beer with caffeine. Otherwise,
is that gas station? Hey, is that gas station Diet Coke or
it's Subway? In the same gas station as that, because that's the only thing around here is a gas station.
Where was your Stanley though? The Stanley.
Oh well, this was straight off the. I didn't bring the Stanley inside.
The white girl cup.
Come on.
I'm worried about it, dude.
Yeah.
First rule of a Stanley, it goes with
Rachel
you everywhere.
And I liked hers. It is the white.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
All right, I think it's time to kill it, Bennett.
Oh, Matt thinks he's the host now.
Hey, call the shots.
Because one thing Brews and Views is known for is for going too long. So
he knows a train wreck when he sees it. He's on a podcast to cut it off.
I see it every single week.
All right. Well,
this was so
awesome
good.
Yeah,
this was fun.
I'm glad everyone can be involved in this one. This was really fucking great.
Jimmy's here in spirit.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
Happy Friendsgiving.
Yeah, thanks for
Happy Friendsgiving, everybody.
Enjoy your meals later in the week.
Yeah.
Ciao.